loves Facebook groups, right? So I'm going to start with this one. So this is a conversation between the other day saying she had a child endangerment case. Is that true? She does have, I can send that over. She did get a child endangerment. I want to say it was like a ticket back in Illinois. That is in fact true. Yes, it's on Exposing Gabi's page. She has it right there in one of her videos. But this is a conversation between Gabi and Aaron. And if you need to see, like, read this in the comments, you can easily hold down the screen and hit clear to display. And make sure we tap, 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 because TikTok sells the truth. We like our truth serum. So this is Gabi. Okay, this is how she is speaking to Aaron about giving Cam too much melatonin. So if y'all want to read that. Oh, our past is coming up. Oh, yeah, it is. The 3 women that she did this against, I actually spoke to. One of them is sick, so I really don't want to put a lot onto her. There's more. This is just the one part. There's more. It shouldn't be cut off. Monique, can you see it in the whole screen?
Yeah, a little.
If you need to clear the display, hold down on my live and a thing will pop up and you can press clear display. Okay, so it says, he woke up at 2 o'clock. Here, let me switch it. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I didn't know you wouldn't be able to see it. I got used to the layout. Okay, here we go. It says, he woke up at 2 o'clock. Do you know what it is? What, 9 o'clock? F off. That you gave him 2 melatonin. You know that's why you guys effing made me mad, because you didn't say that you were going to give him the melatonin at 9. The reason why you did that was because you wanted him to fall asleep so you can do Uber. You are an effing liar. You gave him stuff when he was calm. You're a loser. Get your own food. So this is what she does to him. Anytime they fight, like you heard it earlier, she said what? Yes, he was 3 years old. She said what? You can do your own laundry. So anytime they get into an argument, they end up fighting and she's withholding, whether it's food, washing clothes, whatever, okay? And she said, I don't care if he falls asleep, even if he wasn't. I would have taken care of him. You don't it's hard for me to decipher because you know how she talks and she stutters, so who knows what it came up with. Because you want to do something that is so wrong. Our poor child, you say that that's abuse and neglect. What you just did is abuse and neglect. I would never do that. It was effing needed. You need to knock it off. What you just did was so wrong. You just dropped our son when he didn't want to, when he was so calm. So she's pissed in a way because this is her getting mad at him, because if he fell asleep, that meant that Aaron could go do Uber. Okay, so let me go to the next one. And then he says, really, you asked me earlier what time should we give it to him. I said probably like 9 o'clock. You said, okay, so don't call me a liar. And she said, you're such an effing liar. You knew I was going to the store to get ornaments and stuff for him to do the tree tonight. Are you serious? He says, Gabi, the one thing I am not is a liar, and you could ask anybody. I'm as real as... They swear a lot, y'all. I feel uncomfortable swearing like that, okay? She goes, I said we can give the melatonin tonight if it gets late. But right now, that's why you heard me going to get Christmas stuff. That's why you got so upset, because you know I got you. You're in the wrong. Come on, Aaron. We're all going to go together. It was 8 o'clock, something. I swear to God, if he is falling asleep, I'm going to wake him up. Do not ever get his medication again. Ever again. If I see you do it again, I will call DCFS about you, because that's exactly what you did. That's called using the correct, it's like I said, hard to decipher. You don't give a child medication when he just woke up at 2 o'clock. Why did he just wake up at 2? Because they stayed up all night. And if you go on YouTube and you go under Nookie, you will see all of their lives when they were at the hotel. And they kept, they were at the hotels and CPS was in fact after them. I think she was doing talk to text, if I'm being honest, because some words are mixed up. And then she said, he's been such a good boy. That boy's child has a father, like you said. I can't believe you do that. I feel so bad. And then the next one, let's go to the next one. This one. You hit, I can't see that part. Truth, so get down here and give me the damn coordinate. I want to go pick up the food. And then she's swearing. You got 5 minutes. I'm going to go on TikTok and I will get our son. Take it away. I don't know if that's supposed to say I will get our son taken away or I don't know what she meant by that. If you don't come here right now and give me the car seat, that was so messed up. You're not supposed to give him 2. And you know it because you want to go back to Uber. That's why you're so mad. I'm so angry. F you. Right? So then the pictures nope, those are the wrong ones. Those are the Facebook. So then she goes in a Facebook chat group, right? And this is all in a Facebook group. They're arguing with 4 to 5 other people in this group. So let's start with this one. That one says, let me go to that one. Okay. So they're arguing, doing that stuff. They are arguing in the Facebook message. I just exit out. Hold on. And by the way, I got that on recording of what you just said. Should I send it? And then she says that I can't say that because it'll set off my phone. Called DCFS on me when you agreed to giving him the sleep meds. Think that twice. So the Facebook user that you see in this screen is Erin. She blocked Erin. You could see there's his picture. Here's her name. These are her messages. So whenever you see Facebook user, that's him. So he's saying, call DCFS on me when you agreed to giving him the sleep meds. Think twice. She said, whatever. Aaron, poor Cam. Please make sure he has something to drink before he goes to bed. At least that's what you can do for me. He says, Gabby, you know I don't like giving him that. She said, poor Cameron can't even do the Christmas stuff that I bought. And here's her sending a picture of the Christmas stuff right here. Ooh. And she said, I went and got this. Wait, that's not it. That's part of it, but that's further down. Hold on. There's so many. Y'all just bear with me. Oh no, is that one not in it? Okay, so I'll just say when you gave him meds earlier today, we agreed the 9 o'clock. That's the stuff that she bought that she wanted to do with him. Okay. And then that was the other one we saw him. I should have 3. So I'm going to have to read it out to you guys because I don't have it. 1, 2, 3. So here, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to take that one off. I'm going to flip my camera so I can show you guys this. Sorry, like I said, y'all, I'm still learning this stuff. Okay. So this is the other message. Okay, and there we go. And by the way, I got that on recording, right? We got that. Should I send it? He says that. Whatever, poor Cam. I must have hit it over. Hold on. This one. Because you agreed. And that was nice that you said that if I come home at the window, I would be That's a bad word. I shouldn't have had that in there. Who says that? It's not a threat. Is that a threat? For sure. Sounds like it. And by the way, I got that on recording. Like you said, should I send it? And that's where the DCFS is. So she's just busy threatening him. Anytime he doesn't do what she wants, it's threatening. And they're arguing about over-medicating their son right now. There are 2 women that might come up and join. I'm not sure. This was December 2023. December 10th, to be exact. So, why does he wake up at 2? Why? Why does he wake up at 2 o'clock? Let me see. I'm waiting for the other people to join. I'll have other people in the boxes, but I'm just waiting. That, yes, it's exactly around the time of his birthday. So, she's mad he gave them 2 when they agreed on it, and you know they agreed on it. She was just mad that he was going to go to Uber and work and make money for them. She didn't like that. Anytime he is awake, she needs help. How many times did he have to leave his job and lost a job because he had to come home and take care of the baby? A lot. How many birthdays does he have? Well, he has 1 a year. And you're probably seeing the videos. Well, yeah, you're probably seeing the videos from last year. That was December of 2023. Let me see. I know there's one with a date on it. Hold on. I swear there was. Hold on. Hold on. I just got sent something. Sorry. Tappity tap tap. But I don't know if I should say their names. The 3 women, like I said, they're going to come up and talk about them. One was trying to help her with CPS, but she just kept running from them. She went from the Illinois apartment to 2 different hotels where she was trying to run from them. This is the woman that was in the restraining order.
Hello.
Hi, Taylor. How are you, babe?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Oh, am I echoing?
No, not on my end. Is it good, chat?
Okay.
I am.
Hold on. Okay, so how do I fix that? Kara, if you mute, are you,
She needs to swipe out and come back in.
Sometimes to fix it, what you could do. I'm even echoing.
all right, everyone mute for a second. Oh, she left. I was going to say everyone mute for a second and she'll let me know. Okay, she's coming right back in, guys.
Okay, what you can do is scroll down on your screen and click your Bluetooth on and off, and sometimes it'll work to take us off the echoing.
Tooth off.
Let's see now. No, I'm still echoing.
Monique, you're echoing. All right, I sent Taylor the invite.
Am I echoing?
Turn your Bluetooth off, everyone.
Let's see how
Taylor
am I now?
The woman that was in this restraining order. But will it end the live? Will it end the live if I get out and come back? Melissa said no one's echoing on her end. Okay, I'll drop everyone in the boxes and then we'll see if I'm echoing. Okay. Am I echoing first? I'm fine. Cool. Okay. I invited Taylor. Taylor needs to send the request. Thank you, Candy. Ugh. It's like, oh my God. Thank you, Victoria. All right, let's see if we got... Oh. I want Taylor. Oh, and this one's not Taylor. I'm still waiting for her. I don't know what happened. Jess, if it's lagging, go out and come back in.
It was for a second.
Mine's green. All right. Oh my God. I wonder what happened. I feel bad. Like, Taylor, where'd you go? I don't see it. Oh, there we go. All right, Monique, I'm going to drop you for a second.
Is it good now? Is it good now?
All right, tell me. Are we good?
I don't know.
I redid it. I closed out the app and came back. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Taylor. Welcome finally. So how is it? I know you've been wanting to talk for a while now. And how do you know Gabi? If you want to refresh for those that don't know.
Well, I started watching her back when she lived with her mom when C was a baby. And then I don't think I ever followed her, so I never seen her anymore come up on my For You page. And then a few months later, I was scrolling through lives, and her sister popped up on my I scrolled into her live, and I heard a street that was very close to my house on her GPS, and I was like, she was on the way to the hospital. I was like, I know exactly where she's going. So I watched her for a little bit, and then I put two and two together that they were twins. And then I found Gabi again during the whole Moldgate thing while they were living in a hotel. And then I think it was around like May or June I started commenting. Last year, May or June, I started commenting in her live. I blocked you more than once.
I just saw that. I had to laugh.
Probably. So I just started like commenting, and then she hurt her shoulder or something, and she was crying about it. I need help. I can't do this. When she had some girl over there helping her. So I was like, I just got off work. Me and my kids could come hang out with Cameron for a little bit. So we went and hung out with her, or with him. I just took him outside. The girl that was over there came out with us. And a little bit after that, she modded me. And then, I don't know, like, she would ask me to watch Cameron. And then, like, I would cancel plans to help her out because it was for work. So she would cancel on me multiple times. And then one day she was supposed to, or she was already working. Aaron wasn't feeling good. So he was going to bring Cameron over here so I could watch him while he rested. he never brought him over here. He never told me he wasn't going to bring him over here. It was just a lot of, can you do this for me? And I would basically bend over backwards to do it for her. And then it would either be, I don't need you anymore, or just completely ghost me. And then the one thing that, and I know it probably doesn't sound like a lot to most people, but it was my dad's birthday, and I had just lost my job 1 month before this, and she was like, I was heading out to the city to my uncle's house, and there's a gas station that has cheaper gas, and it's like basically in the middle of where we both lived at the time. So I was like, well, I'm heading over here, and she didn't have a card at the time, but she had like money in her Zelle. So she's like, I'll Zelle you $10. Can I use your card? I was like, yeah, that's fine. So we get there, she Zelles me the $10, and she puts $27 in her tank. And she's like, Aaron will pay you back. I still to this day have never seen that money. And then the whole thing with Danny being in the mental hospital happened, and that's when I walked away with basically everybody else at the time. And then and then a few weeks later, or a few months later, I don't remember exactly when the screenshot you showed, I seen that, and I was like, I never even got anything in the mail about that or anything.
So it's a pattern. She doesn't know how to serve anybody. She just goes and tries to take them to court and thinks that it's going to somehow just get granted.
Yeah, because
When did you do that paperwork? This is the first time, very first.
Oh no, I seen it, but it wasn't till after she had already gone to court about it.
Okay.
So.
Okay. And what prompted her to do that?
Because I would go on lives like this and talk to people, and she didn't like it. She thought that she could get the 3 people that lived in Illinois, is basically what it was. She just wanted to serve somebody, basically.
But what would make her feel threatened enough to want to do that? I mean, obviously none of it's true because it's a pattern with her and she likes to do that. But you were just talking about your situation with her and experience, and she just basically wanted to keep you quiet.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. And when you were around there, do you know if she ever had like an issue, substance issue? Was it she drinking a lot? Like, what was her dynamic with Aaron and Cam?
Well, one night in the middle of the night, I had to go over there because she told me that Aaron hit her, and so I was like, okay, I'm coming over, and somebody from the internet called the cops. The cops showed up, and I was inside with Cam. Hold on one second.
Right, Randall, she hit him. I agree. I want to ask her if she was around when she went to jail for DV. Yeah, no, I don't believe that he touched her for a second. If you guys saw my video of her talking about it, yes, she has charges for DV. She absolutely has charges for DV. My video shows the violence that she caused and the injuries that she caused him. A huge gash on the arm, huge scratch on the back of the neck. His nose was black and blue. And she's very proud of it. She's always proud of it. And she's constantly threatening Aaron. Anytime they get into an argument or if he doesn't agree with her, Do you really think on live when Danny said what she said to him, do you really think that he would have said anything? Sorry, go ahead, Taylor.
Sorry, I forgot where I was.
No. The one night you had to go over there.
Oh, yeah. So somebody called the cops. The cops showed up, and she was out in the hallway talking to one of the police officers, and I was inside with Cam. And before they even got there, she was like, "Look at my ear! Look at my ear! It's all red. He hit my ear. Her ear was barely even pink." So I don't think he really even hit her.
No.
Um,
I don't believe it for a second.
yeah, I don't think so, because he was in the bedroom by the time I got there, and he was sleeping. So
I agree.
I think it
Feist was probably pushing her away. Was this?
probably.
Did you know her after her DV charge?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that happened before she even got on TikTok.
Probably yes. It was before Cameron was born. She said, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So she said that, and she did that on a live stream. So there was a live stream of that incident.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And she just pushed you aside after all of the stuff you've done to help her. That is so sick.
I even went, so she didn't have to do it alone. I went over to her sister's house at midnight to help her clean her sister's disgusting apartment.
I believe that. I don't know the Illinois days from them, but I've heard. So I can only imagine how bad it was. Now, did she?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm just blocking that spam account. How long were you guys friends for? A few years, right? Or just?
Well, I knew about her for a while, but like in person.
Was her house?
I have told my side before. I just haven't gone to in depth. Mess mama. Sorry, what did you ask? That comment distracted me.
Honestly, only share what you're comfortable with. I don't want you to feel like you're pressured or you have to say certain things. Was her house ever dirty at all, or was it always clean? Like, did you notice Aaron took on the roles of cooking and cleaning and?
The few times I was over there, there was stuff caked on her counters. Like, there was pee all over the floor from Coco. It was disgusting. Like, Jules gave her this rug, and it was full of pee from the dog.
That is so gross. That is gross. I didn't know all of that stuff, y'all. Oh, they're saying your mic might be a little covered. You went to the water park with them?
Yeah.
How was that? Was that a fun day?
That really wasn't bad. The one thing I did not like is I left my phone on the table in the food court to go get my son something from the concession stand, and she took my phone and was doing something with it. I still don't know what she did to this day.
And you know what? I wouldn't doubt it if it was something to hack something, because did you see that video of...
Well, I was watching Danny's live, so, and it was still on when I got back, so I think she just wrote something in there.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
Okay. Well, good thing she didn't have it for very long, because after that video that I saw of Anthony telling her to hack into Carla's accounts...
Yeah. I watch my bank account very closely. She didn't do anything with my bank account.
No, because she probably knew you were watching. That's why she was trying to come up with a plan with Anthony. How can you repay somebody that's giving you a roof over your head by stealing from them? And Carla even asked her. Oh, this is I'll let her tell her story. Hello, beautiful.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm not feeling the greatest tonight, so I don't know how long I'll stay on, but
You're okay.
I don't want to interrupt. I didn't want to interrupt Taylor either, but hearing her talk made me even more fuming because it just brings up so many things, you know. So I really don't even know where to begin, to be honest with you, because there is so much. So if you want to ask me questions first, or you just want me to tell you how I met Gabi or whatever, I can start with that.
Well, just with whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you feel like you really need to share, you really need people to know, because I know you were one too that she tried to file a restraining order on. She also couldn't spell your name correctly, which again seems to be a common theme here.
I have to tell you the part about that. So I do a lot of work with family court and domestic violence and CPS and stuff. So I know a lot of those judges. They wouldn't necessarily like know my name just by seeing it because they deal with a lot of people. But the judge that she had for that case, it cracked me up because he's the kind of judge that will look everybody up that's named in a restraining order to make sure that, you know, he's just a very diligent judge, but he's also no bullshit. So I wasn't there. I didn't even know she filed that. I was in the hospital. So I had no idea she filed it until after. She didn't serve anybody, but I can guarantee you that judge looked up the name and was like, denied. There's no person in the world with that name, because that's how badly she butchered the name. Like, wasn't even close to my name. So if she tried to serve me, it would have been hard. Although she did know my address because she's been to my house before. But how I found Gabi was actually, she was my very first interaction with TikTok. I went onto TikTok for something for one of my kids, and I just was scrolling. I didn't really know how TikTok worked, and she happened to be live. And she had just gotten home from the hospital, and it was when she was having these migraines. And they were talking about how the doctors weren't helping her. And a lot of people that know me know I have a lot of health issues. I'm also a medical advocate. So that, her story kind of piqued my interest, and I thought maybe she's being wronged by the doctors, because there's a lot of gaslighting that goes on in the medical community when you're chronically ill. And so that's how I started watching her. And I have a lot of experience also with Munchausen and Munchausen by proxy. I've went to school for it, and professional and educational experience. So I quickly realized she probably has Munchausen, but I had already gotten involved with her. Hold on one second.
You okay?
Did you get your card yet?
Hold on, Noah. No, I'm on
I knew that she did do some.
Okay. Sorry, my kids. Anyway, so I had already told her that I'd start helping her, and I got wrapped in real quick because I could tell it was a nightmare of a situation, and this poor little boy needed a voice very badly. And I thought, being the person that I am, this is how I was raised, I thought that I could help her, you know, and no, that was a mess. And when I should have stopped was when, and my middle son will be the first to tell you, he is, to this day, he is so angry about this, but I invited her to my son's graduation party because I felt bad for her. It was the beginning of June 2023, and I think Erin was working and she didn't want to be alone, and I felt bad for her, so I invited her, and it was the biggest nightmare. She came in right away, crying, made the biggest scene. She took me away from the party basically because she was a hot mess, and Cameron was there. She was completely ignoring Cameron, and then she proceeded to steal 20 plus beers and high noons and probably 3 to 4 trays of food. Like everybody was busy, nobody was paying attention. She just went right to the kitchen and put it all in my mom's little wagon, wheeled it all out, and then came back in to get Cameron to leave. And then that's when we noticed it. And it was also on camera because it was at my mom's,
That's so
like condo, what do you call it? Like clubhouse type thing. So they had cameras. So that was when I really should have stopped talking to her then. But because of what happened that day with her and Aaron fighting and what I knew about Cameron, I just felt like I had to try and help, And so I don't know how long after that, but my kids went and dropped off a rug to her house, and she was supposed to be there. And my kids got there and they're like, where do we go? What apartment is it or whatever? And she texted me and she's like, I'm not home, but I left the apartment open for the boys. And I thought that was really weird. Like, why are you leaving your apartment open for essentially strangers? She really didn't know my kids at that point, And they walked in, they called me immediately. They were gagging. And my middle son, who's a riot, he's just a funny kid. He goes, Mom, I got news for you. Mold is not the problem here. It's cat urine and dog shit. They were literally gagging because it smelled so bad.
That is so gross.
Yeah, very gross. Cameron came to my house once to babysit, and his hair was literally dreaded. It hadn't been washed, and I don't know how long. So we washed his hair, and he did not want us to stop. The whole time we were washing his hair, he was like, oh, like it felt so great. And then when we were done, he kept pointing back to the sink. He wanted to be, because who knows when he's had his hair washed last. So it felt good for him. It was like being at the salon.
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm just going to ignore this ignorant person who is setting me up because you're making new accounts. And I assume you're Gabby or Aaron. Me going in there, calling her out for having a UTI and not taking her medicine is not being nice and is not giving her advice. Use your freaking head. Use your head. Good Lord. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't. That is not me. But okay, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I understand. I also can just like talk and talk and talk. So you can just tell me to shut up at any time and I won't be offended. Taylor knows that. There's just so much. I mean, when CPS was called, this is another thing I want to make very clear. She has not been harassed. Well, first of all, she's never been harassed, stalked, or bullied, okay? And it hasn't been for 3 years. The first time CPS was called was May of 2023. So that's all a bunch of bullshit. And the one thing that she did was when CPS was called, she would give all of us the CPS caseworker number. She didn't realize
She did that with the warrant. She gave that warrant that had the caseworker's name and number on it to everybody again when it just happened again recently. So it's crazy that she did it. Okay.
Yeah. And so I was very involved with CPS. I mean, I have some texts that I could show you. I tell Taylor all the time, I'm kicking myself because I got a new phone and I downloaded everything onto like little zip drive thing for iPhones, but I have literally like 3,000 files and I don't give a shit enough about Gabi and Aaron to go through 3,000 files to look for stuff, but I will start because there are some of those texts you were just showing earlier in the beginning of this live. I have some stuff like that from Aaron. I have texts of Gabi threatening to drive into a building or drive into oncoming traffic with Cameron. So to threaten Aaron, like manipulation, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill me and Cameron. I'm going to take Cameron away from you. I have texts from Aaron saying why he won't leave. That man will never leave because he's terrified. Aaron is not a saint, but 90% of Aaron's behavior is reactive abuse. He is 100% a victim. And
I absolutely agree with that.
And Aaron had a rough life. Like, people don't understand Aaron's background. Like, his dad passed away at a young age. He was pretty much left to raise himself at 16. His mom is in his life, but that's not my story to tell. So I'm not going to go into that, but he has a lot of trauma. And so if you know, you don't have to know psychology or any of that, but to know it, but like their trauma bond is so severe and intense. And when you know his background, it makes sense why he is such a pushover and why he's become a victim and why he stays. And it really is heartbreaking because he truly does love Cameron. And I think he does try to protect him as much as he can, you know?
Yes. And that's probably partially also why he stays too, because it's like, he's staying to help him, but at the same time, if he leaves, he knows that he'll never have the chance to see him.
Right. Exactly. He told me that. And in Illinois, when you're not married, dad doesn't have custody until you go to court and you establish paternity. So if he tried to take Cameron, he could get in a lot of trouble. I don't know how it is in Florida. I have some clients in Florida, but I don't know Florida law as much as I know.
I heard it's 50-50. So actually, that's one of the good. My friend's actually going through it right now, and they automatically get 50-50 unless one is unfit.
Okay, well, that's good. But he also said, like, he would never even try to do a custody case against her because Mimi would get the best lawyer in town, and Gabi has all kinds of things against him. And working in family court, let me tell you, you don't need a lot of evidence. Judges believe nothing. I mean, there's no due process in family court at all. You can walk in and say, my ex beat the shit out of me. I never want my kids to see him again. And a judge will be like, okay. So
that's crazy. It was so hard for me to get, he had to physically touch me, and it took broken ribs and other things to get that restraining order. So that's why it's like, for us, it's hard to get it. So I don't see her ever succeeding in filing and getting one. But yeah, so it's a state where mother.
Well, a restraining order is different. Like, that's hard to get. But when you file in family court just for like custody, but you don't ask for like a restraining order, like they will stop custody all the time without restraining orders or protection orders. So family court and same with CPS. Like, people don't understand that, like, yeah, I am divorced from a horrible, insane narcissist. Like, the things that man put me through is nuts. Even though knowing how much I know about family court, like, I spent $47,000 in less than 3 years on court costs. And of course he represented himself because it's the financial abuse that they love. But, what was my point? I don't remember. Family court is just, CPS and family court. So a lot of people don't realize that, like, if you have a custody order in family court and CPS gets involved and CPS says one of the parents can't see the kids, you still have to file in family court because CPS can't override a family court judge's order. So it's very complicated, but that wouldn't really matter to their situation. So this is the one thing I wanted to mention about, the restraining order and calling the police on me when I was in the hospital. So in August of 2023, I think it was like the end of August, shit hit the fan, and Danny, I don't remember what it was about. I think it had to do with the dancing with the little girl, that whole situation. And people were accusing her of being a pedophile. And this is when the exposure really came out with them. Danny lied and said she was in the psych ward, but she never really was. She ended up, Danny texted me that night, like, don't tell anybody, but it's only family, whatever. Anyway, the day before that, I was at the cardiologist with my daughter and had found out that my daughter had some heart stuff going on, whatever, she was sick. And Gabi kept texting me, answer the phone. The preschool director is calling you. Answer the phone. And I was like, no, I'm at the cardiologist with my daughter. I told you that already. Leave me alone. I'll call the preschool director back when I have a chance. Like, you're not my priority. Like, stop calling. So she gave the preschool director my phone number. Now, this preschool was Park District, and the program was for 3 to 5 year olds who were neurotypical kids, who didn't have delays, who had already been in preschool and understood structured environment and all of that. And she wanted the preschool director to make an exception and put him in this program. And I was like, Gabi, you will be a liability. He's a liability. He bites, he hits, he has no idea how to pay attention, listen to directions. Like, he can't be in this kind of a preschool program. Like, he should be in Head Start or, something like that I was trying to help her with. But she didn't care. It wasn't about Cameron and preschool. It was about her getting a break because Gabi can't raise that child without help. And so this wasn't about his development. She was pissed. So the preschool director called me. I called her back and I was honest. And I said, you can't admit him into this class. Like, he will be biting, he will be hitting. Like, this is just reality. And that's a huge liability. And the director was like, I had a feeling. I just wanted to do my due diligence and talk with you since you're her advocate, blah, blah, blah. And I had said, I'm not her advocate anymore, because it was that day that she harassed me when my daughter was at the doctor, that I was like, I'm just done. Like, I can't do this anymore. This lady's nuts. And I just want to walk away from it all. So a few weeks later, I was in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I'm from Chicago, obviously, at a hockey tournament for my kids. And I'm getting all these texts that Aaron was unalive and had said that I was the reason that Cameron couldn't be in preschool, and called me a bitch and all this stuff. And I was so mad because he had said that I reached out to the director. Like, I went real life. And I didn't even know the director's name. She gave the director my number, just like she does with everything. And then when shit hits the fan, or she doesn't like what somebody says, then she's mad that and she's the one that gave him the number. It's like, it's insane. So back up to before Grand Rapids, I was in the hospital. I was sick with sepsis. I have a central line, so it causes infections. I was really sick. I had surgery. And 2 days later, I was still in the hospital, and I saw a phone call come in from the town that she lives in. I thought that was weird. And then I noticed that a call had come in 2 days before that, and there was a message. So I listened to it. It was when I was in surgery, and it was a cop. It was a detective. And he said, I'm from the blah, blah, blah police department. Please give me a call back. So he had called again, and then I called him back, and I was like, I'm so sorry that I missed your call. I am in the hospital with sepsis. And he was like, so embarrassed, profusely apologizing. He's like, okay, well, clearly you haven't done what she's saying you've done, because you're in a hospital, and he felt so bad that he was bothering me. And I was like, it's fine. And the whole reason that she called on me and the preschool director, and she wanted the cops to file another restraining order because she said that we were getting in the way of his preschool.
That's
Or letting him in preschool. Yeah. Yep. And then to clarify about pediatricians, my mom is a retired nurse. She also does advocacy. My father was a priest, so our whole life was just based on helping people. Gabi couldn't, when CPS was called, they were like, you need a pediatrician. She had lost her pediatrician before that because I saw the letter. This is the truth, because she was going live during visits. And there was one other reason, I can't remember. I think it was because, I don't remember, but it was an alternative medicine doctor. And the only reason she took him to that doctor was because Cameron is unvaccinated. My mom had to call 18 pediatricians. None of them would take him because he was not vaccinated. And she refused to do anything. And I'm sorry, but her reasons for not vaccinating were such bullshit.
What are her reasons?
Oh, take a wild guess. Religion, church that she never goes to. She never even talked about God or religion until shit hit the fan with Danny. And then all of a sudden she was like, holier than thou. She uses the God and the church for self-serving purposes and deflection. It's such bullshit, and it makes me so irritated. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was it. So the only pediatrician she could find was this horrible pediatrician that didn't speak a lick of English. He's the worst reviews. And she basically took him there just to appease CPS.
And that's what she still has to do this time. They've said that to her. She has to take him to see a doctor, and she's still refusing to.
Yep.
But what's going to happen because he's unvaccinated? How is he? That's why she's always taking him to ERs, because no doctor will take him.
I have another funny ER story. So Gabi used to go, there's what would you say, Taylor? Probably 5 or 6 ERs in a 45-minute radius, hospitals that Gabi would visit, right? Probably 5, around that. In within an hour. What'd you say?
Probably 5 or 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6. So she would rotate between the different ERs. And I only would go to one particular ER because my doctors are there. They know me, whatever. So one day, this was right when she was getting evicted, and she was trying so hard to prove that it was mold. She was going to the ER constantly. And I was in the ER and I was watching her live. It was like 1 in the morning, and she lies and says that Cameron's doctor, which he didn't have a doctor, I knew that, told her to take him to this ER to be seen and to get a lung biopsy or something like that. Well, that ER doesn't even have peds. So unless your kid is like dying, they won't see you. So I'm in that ER watching her, knowing she walks into the waiting room on live, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm here. And this was after the restraining order and all of that. And I was like, I don't want her to see me because she'll make up some lie and say that I followed her there or something, you know what I mean? But I had already been there. My nurses were enthralled in this live because they were like, she's so nuts. And they basically told her to leave because they don't do peds and they don't do lung biopsies or whatever the hell she wanted in ERs. And she was so mad, and she was literally in and out within like 45 minutes. But she took this kid in the middle of the night for something that was all made up. I mean, she truly does have Munchausen's and Munchausen by proxy, 100%.
Wait, can I ask a question? So she just wanted a lung biopsy on him just to prove that there's mold?
I can't remember if it was I think it was like a bronchoscopy. Yeah, something like that. Might not have been a lung biopsy, but like a bronchoscopy, like a lung scope, because she was going to court and she wanted so badly to prove that this was mold. And she was so convinced that they would find, she had one herself. I think, Taylor, I don't know if you remember, but I think the one she had herself was done a couple weeks before that. She went to that bronchoscopy drunk and high.
Oh,
literally. Yeah. And then during that bronchoscopy, she was live, and I know the hospital she was at. I know those doctors, and it was so like irritating. When I say funny, I don't mean like haha funny, but just like mind blowing to watch, because she kept trying to say that she was in pain and that something was wrong because she wanted more pain meds or she wanted to be admitted or whatever. And they were like, whatever your pain is not from this procedure, so we're sending you to the ER. If you're in like post-op and they send you to the ER, that's basically the doctor's way of saying like, we're done with you. You're nuts. We don't know what's wrong. Go to the ER. And the ER doctor was like, why are you here? And she's like, my pulmonologist sent me. And the ER doctor was like, well, no, they didn't. And basically left her sitting in the ER for hours, really without any treatment, because the ER doctor was like, I don't have time for your bullshit. I have other patients who are sick. I'll get to you when I get to you with discharge papers. And she didn't get anything she wanted. But I think the reason she was feeling the way she was because she went literally drunk and high. She was on live until 3 a.m. that night, dancing out in the parking lot like a psycho and drinking. So everybody knew. And then, I mean, she never went to bed. It's like, there's a reason that you're supposed to fast 12 hours before surgery and not drink. So I could talk for hours. I have so much more, but
No, that's okay. And I do want to say, I saw one person in here commenting. I'm going to say this. I don't have to hate and bully a different way that other groups do. Everyone has their own way that they do things. If I'm in a live saying to her, you just had a UTI, or something about that medication is for a UTI, that is not me supporting her. That is not me being best friends with her. Okay. You've seen my videos. You see what I've said about her, and you've seen my lives about her. So if you've got an issue with it, then don't be on my platform. Plain and simple. I'm not going to be nasty. I'm not going to bully somebody. I'm not going to call them names. I don't like swearing on my platform at all. So if you have an issue with that, do it on your platform. Let me do me. I will do it how I do it. And I move a certain way. If you don't like it, bye. That's it. Bottom line. So moving on. But it's whichever. I mean, if you remember anything, like, that's what I want to know. How is her son in school right now if he's not vaccinated?
Well, so I've always wanted to clear that one up. When I see comments, I'm always like, so, um, because she did the medical, church religious exemption. And I have a funny story about that. My dad was a priest. People would come to him all the time and ask for medical exemptions. And he would say, no, you're asking a priest to lie for you, because there really isn't, at least in my religion, Gabi is like, she claims to be Baptist of some sort. I don't know their rules, but this whole bullshit that you can't vaccinate, and I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody. I really don't mean to. I am a woman of God, believe me, but I just don't buy into that. I really don't. And it used to drive my dad nuts when people would ask him for a medical exemption, because our religion doesn't believe in that. So he wasn't going to write a medical exemption or a religious exemption for vaccinations when that's lying. So he would say to somebody like, you're asking your priest to lie. No, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm just God's employee, but I don't lie for people, So that's how she did that. And another thing I wanted to clear up, which a lot of people don't realize, I'm pretty sure it's this way in Florida because it's under ADA, but when a child, and Taylor might know this as well, but when a child has any kind of disabilities, or when they're admitted to like a Head Start type preschool program, they can go to preschool without being potty trained. There are 5-year-olds that are in kindergarten programs and 6-year-olds that are not potty trained, and they're allowed to be in school. They cannot, but per ADA, they can't really keep a child out of school because they're not potty trained if it's for a medical or mental health reason, like a disability of some sort. So that's probably why he was allowed to also be in school unpotty trained.
Okay. Has she ever?
I even gave her a Head Start that was in her town, and she was like, "Oh, thank you, I'll look into it." Never did.
Nope. And this is the other thing. This one, when she hears this one, Gabi, you're going to be so mad at me for telling everybody this, and I really don't give a shit. But she wanted me to help her get disability. And I was like, you don't have any of the proper paperwork. He doesn't have a correct diagnosis. Like, I have 11 diseases. I have a port in my chest. I am very sick, and I can't even get disability. I have been denied so many times. So when she wanted to get disability, I was infuriated. And I explained to her how it works. Like, you have to use that money for this, this, and this. You can only have less than $2,000 in your bank account. You can't let them know about Erin's income, because that will get taken against your SSI. And she goes, oh my God, really? Forget it. It's not worth it. I don't want to do all that work. Then we went to the interview, and they basically told her, like, you don't have enough documentation. So Gabi wanted me to do everything for her. Fill out this application, fill out that application. She also wanted me to submit fraudulent pay stubs to an organization that helped with housing. And I was like, her mom, one of her sisters has a painting business apparently. And she said, well, sister, aunt, whatever they are. And she said that the sister was going to create these fake pay stubs for her, because with this housing organization, everybody had to work. Everybody that was on the lease had to have a job. But she wouldn't have gotten an apartment anyway with that, because she already had a judgment on her credit. Her and Danny didn't finish paying rent. It even says Danny's name on her credit under the judgment. So for this organization, that would have made them disqualified. But I was not going to I was not going to be part of any fraudulent anything, and again, there's so much. I then started helping Danny, or tried to help Danny. That's when I was given Mimi's phone number, and I spoke to Patty many, many, many times. And that woman Gabi is a mini Mimi, and she's insane. And Danny is not any better than Gabi. She just has a different way of showing her craziness, so to speak. And both of them wouldn't have gotten evicted if they did what I was going to help them do. Danny could have had 3 months of rent, but again, she couldn't even, I had to call Petco when she was working at Petco and talk to her boss to get like FMLA paperwork. Like she couldn't even call her own boss, the GM of her work, to get FMLA paperwork. Like, and it got to a point with Danny where she was having these mental breakdowns daily and people were calling me constantly, like her mods, like, oh my God, help her. I'm like, no, listen, I have a life. Like, I'm not on call. I don't work 24 hours a day. Not to mention, I was doing all of this 100% pro bono free. So, and I'm sick and I have 3 kids. And so go kick rocks. Like it was getting to be just too much. So I'll shut up for now and let Taylor talk.
No, you're good. So when did she get approved though for SSI?
It had to have been, it was in Florida because she did not get approved in Illinois. She didn't have, there's no way she would have got approved here. She had nothing.
Okay.
Whatever doctor, whatever neurologist she claims to have taken him to right before they moved or got evicted, I don't even believe that she really took him to that. And it certainly was not an autism or any sort of proper assessment of any kind. No, that was 100% to get medication so the kid would sleep.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So he's prescribed medicine to sleep then?
He was then, Taylor might remember this and help me out with this one. He was then, but again, this is when we were out of the picture. This is just.
Angela said it was a chiropractor friend of Mimi's. So
No, that was in Florida. I'm talking about when they were still in Chicago. It was a neurologist in Chicago, and they'd given him some kind of medicine. I forget what it was. And then Gabi was like all excited about it. But then Aaron didn't really want her to give it to him. And then they looked it up. It really wasn't safe for a 2-year-old to be given. I was shocked that a neurologist would give him that. I cannot remember what the name of it was.
Clonidine.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Clonidine.
What kind of doctor would give a 2.5-year-old medication to go to sleep?
Exactly. Or even like sometimes clonidine's given for like behavior and stuff like that, but he didn't have a proper diagnosis or assessment or anything. And most doctors really don't give medication before age 3 unless it's like very, very, very severe. And Cameron's bad.
And she kept calling it clonidine.
Oh, you might be. Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. Because clonidine isn't really prescribed for sleep. At least I don't have experience with it being prescribed for sleep. I could be wrong. But again,
It is.
we weren't really. Hold on. What? Bye. Bye, buddy. Love you.
She's talking to me, Silas. Good night. Kim, you're muted.
Okay, sorry. Anyways, the neurologist was like after we were, after we all stopped talking to her. But yeah, there's so much more. I
can't believe that they would even give a kid Medicaid. Like, I didn't realize I was on mute, guys. I was talking and you guys weren't listening. My bad. I know. My fault. I'm learning. But that's why she keeps him up, right? Or if he stays up all night, it's because she's up all night and then she wants him to go to bed, so she's medicating him to sleep. No wonder why this kid can't control his emotions or anything.
Right. And when he would be at my house, he was a completely different kid. He talked. My partner and I are musicians. We have tons of guitars and mandolins. And oh my God, Cameron, I have pictures of him with these guitars. He loves music. He was such a different kid when he was here. It was heartbreaking. And my kids to this day, like, well, my middle one that keeps interrupting, like, he gets very triggered when I talk about Gabi. If he knew I was on live right now talking about her, he would probably really be annoyed, because they were affected by it too. They helped Cameron. They saw what a cute kid he is, and they saw the abuse and the neglect. And especially to see how he was in our house. He was a completely different kid and so joyful and loving, and he just craved attention, and it's just the most heartbreaking thing ever.
So when she moved, did she move to like really get a new start, or did she move to run from CPS?
Sorry, I got interrupted. Say that again.
When she moved, did she move to have like a new start to Florida, or was she, I was told she was running from CPS, which is why she moved, but I just want to know if you know.
I don't know 100% because, again, I wasn't talking to Gabi, but as far as what I do know from CPS, talking with the caseworkers, I'm not going to say their names on live, but I do have text to prove that I've talked to them. Those I don't know that I really want to put on because that's not, for TikTok. But yes, when they were in the hotel, okay, here's the thing that people need to understand about CPS. And I was told this by the supervisors in Chicago, and I was also told this by one in Florida. But when people are calling from TikTok, it's not making CPS believe that a lot of this is legitimate, because it sounds to CPS like it's just people mad at her or just bullying in a sense, because you can't really go to a judge and be like, I'm going to take a kid away because of all of these people calling from TikTok who are complete strangers and live in different states and have never actually witnessed any of this except for on a live for 20 minutes. And I just had a caseworker from Florida call me a few months ago. Taylor was the first person to know because I immediately sent her a screenshot of the call. And this caseworker literally wanted me to spend hours going through lives to pick out clips to send her. And I was like, you are out of your mind, lady. That's your job. And so I think the thing that happened with him getting picked up from school is that if you're calling CPS and you're just saying there might be sexual abuse or there might be physical abuse, that's all that they're going to look at. So if they took him for a child abuse evaluation and they didn't see that, that's probably why she isn't having to go back to court. I don't know if she is. And that's probably why he wasn't removed, because people are focusing on the wrong things when they call. I understand why people are calling, and I totally get they have good motives behind it. But you have to be so incredibly clear with CPS, because if a lot of people know, and I'm sure you know, Kim, CPS is getting called out constantly for their corruption. And people are suing CPS for wrongful removals, and that's the kind of stuff that I work with. Like, I don't work for CPS. I don't like CPS because of things like Cameron. Like, he should have been removed back in Illinois. And when they were in the hotel, so back up to that, before that, it was constant TikTok people. And CPS kept asking me, can you please have people call me? Taylor, other mods. And I would ask them, please call this caseworker. Like, he wants to hear more from real life people, so to speak, And finally, when they were in the hotel, the front desk was calling and hotel guests were calling. But Gabi, the one thing that these CPS workers did that were wrong sometimes is they would let her know. And then she would have the heads up and she would dodge it. Or they wouldn't let her know, but they would knock on the door and she would just assume it was CPS or the police, and she wouldn't answer, or she would just completely dodge them. And I believe that they always planned to go to Florida, but I believe that they really did move and stay because they were trying to run from CPS and didn't think it would follow them to Florida. And that letter that she put up about CPS saying that they didn't have any reason to keep her, I believe that's true because they didn't have a court order at that time. But I don't think that letter is legitimate. I think that's another letter that she made up. But I don't know that for sure. So.
If that was the case, why are they asking to count her pills? Why are they a part of her life right now?
I'm wrong here. So that I don't 100% know. Sorry, buddy. I don't 100% know. I think, sorry, repeat your question. I just want to make sure I heard you right.
I was just saying, like, that letter has to be BS because there wasn't any findings. They clearly have been following her since she's been there.
Exactly.
She's been dodging them. She's been ignoring their phone calls. It got as far as getting a warrant. But this is what I mean. CPS really fails people, and they're really failing.
They fail people every single day, which is why I do the work that I do. And 90% of it is pro bono, because 90% of my clients can't afford to pay it because they're paying all these legal fees to represent. I mean, I can't even tell you. They fail. Okay, they take away kids that don't need to be taken away. I have a client right now whose child was removed because of a infected paper cut. The dad is an ER doctor and the mom is a lawyer. Like, they are not abusive at all, but the kid is the perfect adoptable kid, and that's what CPS does. Anyway, the counting of the pills is because what they need to do, and why they're failing her on this one big time, is they can count her pills all they want. They can take UAs until they're blue in the damn face. They need to do a blood test or a hair follicle because she has a prescription. They need to see that she's taking more than what she is prescribed, which is why she runs out, which is why she takes the kratom, and that's why her liver enzymes are high, if they really were high, because kratom will fuck up your liver. But anyway, so they're failing in that too. I told the worker that called me a few weeks ago, you need to do a blood test or a hair follicle. Otherwise, and if she tests positive for pain meds, but she has a script that she got in an ER or something, they can't really say that's a dirty test unless they do a blood test or a hair follicle to see that her levels are way higher than what she's prescribed. She's also prescribed 60 milligrams of Adderall, which is against the FDA for ADHD. 40 milligrams for an adult is the highest, and last 60 milligrams is given for narcolepsy. She doesn't have narcolepsy, and that's a very high dose. She also doesn't need Adderall, as you can tell, because if she did, it wouldn't make her insanely hyper.
No, I agree. I've said that. The way she acts on it is how I would act, well, kind of, not on it.
Exactly. Like, I always joke with people, like, I'm a naturally hyper person, and I mean, I'm laid back, but like, I could never take something like Adderall or anything like that. I would be like, I'd be a spaz, and that's because I don't need it. And that's exactly Gabi. I do know that the Adderall was prescribed out of desperation of Mimi not being able to handle her behavior and taking her to some doctor who just, back then, people were prescribing Adderall like candy. So it's a mess. It's an absolute, utter mess. And the reason that, like, I mean, I can't really speak for Taylor, but I think for me, Taylor, and I know for sure the other girl that had the restraining order at the same time as me and a couple other mods, like, we have stayed quiet, one, because, well, for me, my health, and like, I just can't like get too involved, but also I'm not scared of Gabi. I'm not threatened by her, but she will do crazy ass shit and try to mess up your life. And I just had to protect my family and my peace for a while, but it's gotten to a point where it's absolutely outrageous. She truly is one of the most vile people on this app. And the fact that that all of these people support her and continue to gift her is absolutely, utterly disgusting. And all of you are enablers to the abuse and neglect of Cameron. And I will take the crazy hat. I will go to my grave with people thinking I'm nuts for saying that. I don't care. Mm-hmm. It's the truth. And every single one of you that support her, like you've said, somebody that has 10,000 people blocked on this app, that's all you need to wake the F up and realize she is the problem.
Yep. And all of the groups that have walked away from her.
Right.
It's a pattern. It's not just all these people are crazy and she's just a perfect person. And the women that get in her box and are like, oh, I know it's so hard right now and I'm sorry. And
oh my God.
You're giving her the delusions of she's doing no wrong.
Right. It's so infuriating. And I understand, like, when a new mod comes in or a new person gets in the box and does the whole, like, oh, Gabby, or even to Danny, like, oh, Danny, you've changed so much. Bullshit. Danny hasn't fucking changed at all. And yes, okay, sorry for the F-bombs. And yes, Mimi is horrible and she shouldn't have been silenced. But there is a lot more to the reason that Danny is being treated the way she is by Mimi. Now, I don't think that Mimi is treating her fairly at all. It's abuse in and of itself, but there's a lot that goes on that we don't see. One thing I'll say is if people noticed in the beginning, Bobby was really Danny's cheerleader. He was helping her out. He was so nice to her. And that changed real quick because they are the most ungrateful people ever. And Mimi is not a saint at all, but there's so much to both of them. It's just...
Well, yeah, and a lot of it roots to also the way Mimi raised them, the stuff that she did, and the way she molded them and allowed the behavior to continue without giving them consequences.
Exactly.
There's a lot of like trauma, toxicity in order for anyone to heal and to fix and change in that situation. They each have to recognize it. Mimi's too old. She's stuck in her ways. She's never
Right.
going to do wrong.
Right. And when she took them when they were little babies, whatever, her story about the CPS story that she told, the story of their birth and all the things that the doctors said and that they were, oh my God, the story about how they were purposely not eating as babies and that they were diagnosed with like infant anorexia, like that's not even a thing, okay? Like an infant doesn't like purposely not eat. Failure to thrive is either because they have a medical condition or they're not being fed by their caregivers. They don't, a 2-month-old, a 6-month-old, a 1-year-old doesn't stop eat. That doesn't happen. Anyway, Mimi shouldn't have ever taken them in. She had 5 kids, I believe, already. Yeah, she was only in her 40s. And, maybe people would think they have energy. Listen, I'm 47. I have 3 kids, 18, 19, and 16. If my 18 or 19-year-old had a baby right now, I would not want to be a grandma right now. Like, I would not want to, of course I would, and I wouldn't be, like, get Mimi. But my point is, if I couldn't take them, I would not. Even though that's my blood and my grandchildren. Like, if I was not in the right mental place, financial place, all of it, they would have maybe been better off. So they absolutely would have been better off somewhere because they were neglected 1,000% in every way possible.
I wonder why they have, like, the way Gabi will binge eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. It makes me question, was there something in childhood that they were withheld food?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay.
I've wondered that myself. I don't know, but I've wondered that myself. Same with how Danny binge eats. Mm-hmm. It's insane. Now, a lot of their eating is like self-medication. It's, it's their coping, but they have they have very addictive personalities, as you see. They become addicted to everything in their life. Like, I have text messages of Gabi saying, like, it's a good thing we don't have money right now because if I could buy alcohol every day, I'd be an alcoholic again, and that's how she met Aaron, the bar that they used to go to and do karaoke, every day, every week. There was alcoholism going on back then, years ago.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I feel like she still does it, but off camera, because there's been a few nights where she's
100%. 100%. And let's face it, I'm sorry, you don't need to know much about drug addiction or anything, but if anybody has watched Gabi for long enough, the Adderall isn't going down her throat. It's going up her nose. She sniffs and licks on live all the time. Like, wake up, people. That is not normal. Somebody doesn't have allergies and sinus problems all day long that they're constantly going, and her jaw movements and all of it. Like, and not only that, but there's been so many times where she still has white powder under her damn nose.
The jaw sends me over the freaking edge.
Same. Me too. I can't stand it. I can't.
Yeah, I cannot. And it's just, again, anyone that supports that. And listen, I understand meeting an addict where they are, but you let them know that that's where they are. You aren't going to encourage and enable the behavior. You'll love from a distance. You do you. But everyone making her the victim and constantly saying, you know, poor Gabby, she shouldn't be getting this. Why don't you start asking, why are you getting this? And for her to say on her live stream that I never showed proof, her exact words were, with her platform, why didn't she show anything? I would have. I asked her to, and I gave her the Are you serious? Watch my videos of you. There's proof in there. And my live was proof also. And it doesn't matter how much proof is shown. It's like a disconnect for her. As long as she says that she never saw it and it was never there, she doesn't have to face it. And it's just gross and it's wrong. And anyone thinking that that's okay is just wild to me. Absolutely wild to me. If they're also talking about, you know, TikTok's an addiction, well, why aren't you doing something about it? Or the other thing that bothers me is when she's constantly saying, you're not just hurting me, you're hurting Cam. No, you are hurting your son. We're all trying to protect him and call you out. You're the one hurting him. If you feel threatened and your life is in that much danger and you're worried for your son, get off the app. Go get sober and go get help.
Exactly. She never will. And if Cam gets taken away, she will not learn. It will be everyone else's fault. She's the type that'll go in front of a judge and be like, excuse me, Your Honor, but it's not my fault. I mean, like, it's infuriating. Mm-hmm. And let me just say one more thing, and then I really will shut up. But having, you know, intimacy online, whatever, I don't know what the proper TikTok words are, or what I'm not supposed to say, what I am supposed to say, but you know what I'm talking about. That's not the first time she's done that. She has done that before. She did it in the middle of the day, drunk as could be, with Cameron coming in when her legs are up in the air. And I believe that's also the same day that Coco drank alcohol because she had it in a bowl on the ground. So that's not the first time she's done it. That was infuriating, though, when she tried to come back and like lie and say it was because of a freaking bruise on her knee. That was the only time I've ever seen Danny actually make sense. But
Danny made sense that day that they were in the kitchen. And she had...
I missed that. I completely missed that.
I have a video of that up, and I was shocked that she even let Danny say that. I was like, hell yeah, Danny, you keep talking. And she walked out and got mad. And Aaron was in there, and she was talking to Aaron, saying, like, you got to protect your family. You got to do this. And, of course, he knows the live is running. He's not going to say anything against her.
No, never. He's terrified of her. Yeah, that's not the first time she did it. And whatever that chick is, Cindy Lou Who, or whatever the hell her name is, that she keeps battling, that's her new best friend or whatever. You, if you're listening, Allie, or whatever the hell your name is, you need to stop. You need to stop associating with her. You are enabling her. You are not helping Cam, and you just are a problem. And you need to stop. And if you think what you're doing is right, it's wrong. And if it's just because you're trying to get money, okay, try and get money without using Gabi, okay? Because it's seriously the most infuriating thing. And it's absolutely disgusting. And this just needs to stop. People need to stop buying into them and stop thinking that we're all bullying. Listen, I have a life. I do not have time to bully some girl that I wasn't even really friends. No, nobody's bullying her. Mm-hmm. This is called trying to help somebody. This is what we're called to do as humans. Most states are now trying to make it where everybody is a mandated reporter, not just a doctor, a nurse, a social worker, literally everybody. And there are already states that have that law. And the reason for that is for things like this, so that more people can be calling in. Also, this bullshit of, I'm going to get you for false reporting. Do you know how hard it is? Yeah. It literally, when you get a letter from CPS in most states, it will say, if it's unfounded, at the bottom, it literally says, this does not mean that the allegations are not true or anything. It means that there was just not enough evidence to substantiate it. So you have to have like serious, solid proof. And if you could get people for filing false claims, our courts would be filled with that. Because let me tell you how many exes during divorces and custody battles call CPS out of revenge. based on bullshit. So Gabby, shut up with the whole, I'm going to call CPS. You're going to get in trouble. And the CPS worker told me that it's TikTok. No, she didn't. No, he didn't. No CPS worker is going to put their livelihood on the line. That's illegal. They can't do that.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
She did say the other day that she got all the paperwork from CPS. Yeah, CPS of who called. So she knows exactly who called. I'm like, I don't think you can do that.
She'll never know who called. That
She'll
is
never
anonymous.
know. And if a CPS worker did do that, they will not only be fired, but there will be a federal lawsuit against them. Like, that is a huge no. They don't do that. Like, it's not even about their job. They will be in trouble criminally for that as well. Like, you can't do that. A judge won't even do that. Like, the only time I don't even think that when a case is found, like, I have some people who have
no
sued.
matter what, they'll never say who it is.
Yeah, even when you sue, like, you're never going to find out, ever.
And I do want to say about Allie real quick. I've seen the comments. I do think she's stepping away, but here's my thing. I feel kind of bad for Allie at the same time because I feel like Allie just really wanted a connection. She wanted to have someone to be friends with, and now it's getting to, like, I know people say she was obsessive. She went from Danny to Gabi, blah, blah, blah. And she does need to walk away because that's not helping the situation. And I feel like she's seen a lot and she's chose to be ignorant to it because she would rather have a friendship, so to speak.
Yeah. That's 90% of the people that Gabi and Danny become friends with. Like, for example, Anna, bless her heart. Like, what Danny did to her was horrible. And she's another sweet woman who maybe just wanted a friend, was looking for a connection. That's what TikTok is all about for a lot of people, is finding a connection. There's so many stay-at-home moms that don't get out, and this is their way of connecting with people. I fully get that. Like, being sick, I'm very isolated a lot of the time. Sometimes it's my own fault, but I understand why sometimes people want a connection. Gabi and Danny pry on the vulnerable. That's who they know, especially people with disabilities, because they know, or an elderly, especially Danny, because they know that they get what they want. They can manipulate them easier.
Notice how Patriot, the one that helped her with the cease and desist fake lawyer, is also disabled herself.
Oh, is she? I didn't know that. Yeah, see? A lot of them are. And I think, like, that's another thing that would infuriate me with Gabi when she would have these health issues and, like, she would piggyback off my stuff. Like, if I would be in the hospital with something and she'd ask me my symptoms, then all of a sudden, a few days later, Gabi had the same symptoms, and, you know, has gastroparesis. No, you don't. I have gastroparesis. I have feeding tubes. I've been on TPN. I couldn't eat for 3 years of my life. I was 72 pounds at 5'6.5". You don't have gastroparesis. Maybe you have a very mild form of it, but you wouldn't be eating like that if you had gastroparesis. Believe me.
Anytime she says she has some type of symptom and lists it, everyone in her chat is giving her the excuses to claim whatever. And I see the comments that she's live. I have it turned on. If she says anything, I'll turn it up. She's just a gingerbread right now. So you know what that means.
Yeah.
You know
I'm sure she's fuming because I will tell you what, I have been so silent for so long. And I also changed, like, my name on TikTok used to say Jules. Now it's Positive Chaos. So if she sees me in a live, well, I'm blocked in every single, like, backup too. But I don't think that she thinks that I talk to anybody anymore. She's going to be very shocked. I'm sure for Taylor too. Like, she thinks that we kind of she thinks that she scared us into silence. Mm-hmm. That's not the truth. I just didn't care enough I needed to protect myself, my peace, and my family, and my health. And I just wasn't, it wasn't important to me. But lately it's been like, oh my God, this is infuriating. And people need to know how far this goes back, and people that really were in her life, because you can know somebody through the internet or through a screen only so much. When you're actually, like, helping, going to her house, seeing, it's a little bit different. And I just feel like people need to know, because this is truly getting out of hand. And here's the other thing, and I'm sure you know this too, Kim. People like Gabi, when they do stuff, they love the negative attention. And so the more we talk and the more awareness groups and the more, it's almost fueling her in a sense. But in a situation like this, it's really hard because none of us are going to be silent, because then that's really not helping Cam. So it's a catch-22, because the more we talk, the more it just fuels her and it just makes her go crazier. And I'm sure she's going to try to file a restraining order on me and Taylor and whoever else after this. But don't even bother, because you're wasting your time, Gabby.
No, I agree.
Okay, well, thanks so much for letting me talk so long. I seriously will shut up now because there's other people that want to talk. If people have questions, I'll still be here to answer them. But Taylor or whoever, the other two that are in the box.
She's screenshotting comments in here right now. That's what she's doing. She's screenshotting comments right now. That's all you hear is her. See, you hear it? So she's screenshotting right now. I love the fact that I was able to have everybody in here, and I feel like making it a safe environment. I want it to be strictly facts. I'm not going to sit there, body shame, bully, call people names, and I feel like that's what makes it easy for people to want to open up and speak, honestly, which I'm grateful for, because the truth needs to come out and she needs to be stopped. Because like I said, if she keeps going, something really, really bad is gonna happen.
Yep. It truly is. And it's going to be a situation where, it might be, I always tell Taylor, it's going to be like an accident with Cam. Like when he was on oh my God, the time that he was on the counter and she was so oblivious to it, I couldn't watch. All I kept seeing was him falling back on tile floor and hitting his head. Like, oh my God, what?
Danny
And
was
so
literally screaming at her.
yeah, screaming at her to get her attention that Cameron was going to fall off this counter. And, she removed the bar stools for 47 seconds, and whatever. But it's going to be something like that. Or when they went to the neighbors and left Cameron in the house, like it's going to be some kind of tragic accident. It's just what's in my gut. And that's terrible, because I don't care how neglectful a parent is. Gabi doesn't really have a heart, so I really don't know. But I mean, anybody that, if something like that would happen to her son, to Cam, and it wakes her up, whether say he dies or he's in a coma or has a traumatic brain injury, whatever, like you have to be a really soulless, heartless person, not have some remorse about that. And I don't care like how fucked up a person is in the head, like everybody has a chance to be better and do better for their child. And like, I don't want that to happen to her. Like as much as like, I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody, no matter how horrible they are. I mean, obviously, like, I'm not saying like murderers and rapists deserve compassion. You know what I mean? But like at this point, it doesn't matter, because everybody has tried to help Gabi, including her own family. This is what gets me. If it doesn't speak volumes that nobody in her flipping family wants to help, nobody would take them in besides Mimi when they were going to be homeless. Like literally her family would not let them live with her. That says a lot. And that's not because the family is all a bunch of assholes. It's simply because they've had enough, and she's lived with them before and can't follow the rules. And they don't need that drama in their life. I mean, ask Taylor. We weren't even that like involved in her life. We weren't there 24/7. And the little bit of connection that we had with her was so like soul crushing and was so stressful to us. So I can't even imagine for her family. That's no. Oh, yeah. So, why people think that it's bullying and that Gabi, oh, poor Gabi is just a victim is mind blowing to me. Yes, these people are great at manipulating, whatever, but come on. I mean, there's been so much at this point that it's like, what are you doing?
No, I agree. And anyone that I try to talk to about it, right? Let's say there's somebody that I see supporting her and I click on their name and they're following me. I don't jump to attack, because if I jump to attack, they're going to be defensive, right? So I always let them know I'm not going to cross boundaries. I just want to have a talk with you. I want you to understand where I'm coming from. I'm not going to push it on you. What you think is what you think, and you can have your opinion, but I just want you to know what you are seeing and watching. And
right.
people will sit there and send me back like, thank you so much for letting me know about this. I appreciate this. I'm definitely going to look into it. I'm not going to sit there and bash her and bully her. I might sit in the lives and watch, and that's about the extent of it. So it's like, I feel like sometimes if I'm approaching them in the right way, I'm saving a few, I like to think.
Yeah. I completely agree with you on that 100%. And I mean, it honestly, at this point, it is just, I don't get it. Like, what is that one girl's name that's in New York that's just nuts? The TikTok, you know who I'm talking about? Yeah, thank you, Adrielle. Like, she's insane. She needs off this app. But Gabi is just as bad as her, if not worse, in so many ways. And like, she's right up there with these, you know, like whatever some of these bigger creators are that do awareness. Like, I don't even know. I sound so ignorant right now, but like the AF family or whatever, and Jay
does it too,
and and like you and all these people, like, really, like, it really needs to happen. That's the only reason I'm speaking out now after a year and a half. And I believe I got a text from the other girl that got the restraining order, and I think she's willing to also go live. She was really, really also just treated terribly by Gabi. And I won't tell her story, but I know that stuff that Gabi's doing right now is very triggering to her as well. And we've all stayed quiet for close to a year, simply to protect our own families and our peace. But we've gotten to the point where we're like, enough. There's nothing she can do to any of us. Gabi, if you're listening, go ahead and try. Go to DuPage County, try and get a restraining order on me. It's never going to happen. You're wasting your time, your energy, and just please, I mean, go do it. I'll pay you $500 to go and try to get a restraining order on us right now. It's never going to happen.
No, it won't. She forgets what she does. Like, I never said her name once, and she's already made a video with my name in it, taunting me, threatening me in my DMs. So who looks like the crazy one? Not me.
Exactly. And when you call from another state and you're like, okay, listen, I deal with the police all the time because of domestic violence and stuff. And believe me, the cops have so many bigger things to worry about, especially right now in our world with the economy the way it is. Mental health is people are having mental health crises on a daily basis. People are robbing banks and stealing food from stores, and the cops are really busy and they don't have time for your bullshit. They just really don't.
Right. No, I agree. And I see your comments, guys. I see she's live. She looks like crap. I'm not going to show because I'm not getting flagged. Oh, she went back to the gingerbread. She's busy screenshotting a bunch of stuff for her proof. And
that's the other thing that cracks me up, her screenshotting and her proof and her documentation. And that's the other thing I was just telling a friend earlier today. My ex-husband used to do this. He would represent himself in court. Narcissists love to be their own attorney. They think that they know the law so well. They look like idiots. And just like the saying goes, what's the saying about being your own attorney? Like, only a fool would represent themselves or something like that. Like, I have the legal education. I know family court, and I would never have represented myself against my ex, even though I could have successfully done that. I would never do that. I had a lawyer, but he always did that. He was always trying to make it my fault or the kid's fault or my partner's fault or my dad's or my mom's or whoever's, the judges saw into him, but like, it's always going to be somebody else's fault. And in the process of doing that, Gabi, you're only making yourself look more guilty, and her physical appearance goes down by the day. And it's so obvious that it's her mental health too, and drug addiction. I don't care what anybody says. She is addicted to Adderall and Kratom, period.
Yep. And I know people say it's legal. Yes, it can be legal. But when you have somebody that is a very addictive personality and uses and abuses narcotics, that is not something that they can use safe until they are mentally prepared for it. Know that they're an addict and have limits and boundaries. She is
correct. And let me say one more thing about kratom in Florida. This is how stupid she is. In Sarasota County, kratom is illegal. In Florida, kratom is and not in every county yet, but it is more regulated in Florida and 7 other states than any other state in the country. And Florida is currently trying to ban kratom. In Sarasota County, they had 580 kratom overdoses that were 100% pinpointed to kratom. And also CPS does do kratom testing only in Florida. So that's also how stupid she is.
Wow.
Also, kratom is not regulated. And if you are buying kratom at a gas station, would you buy vitamin C at a gas station? Probably not. The fact that people can only buy kratom at a gas station or a vape shop and not like at a medical dispensary shows you don't know what the hell you're putting in your body. Most kratom is not pure kratom.
No.
And that's why we're having so many overdoses of kratom, like synthetic marijuana, because you don't know what's in it. If you're buying kratom at a gas station, like the fact that it's not even sold at like a health food store or like Whole Foods, like that should be somebody's first red flag. And I get it. There's a lot of people who use kratom for chronic health. I am an advocate for the chronic pain community. There are safe ways of using kratom, but it's it's not very common. And there's like, I want to say less than 5 manufacturers that actually test their kratom. So most of the kratom that she's buying and putting in her body, she doesn't even, it's bathtub gin. She has no idea. It's disgusting. What are you doing?
That is so sad. That is so sad.
And anybody can look that up about Florida. I'm not,
Stop saying that word. Start saying Special K.
Oh, got it. Right. Forgot.
No, you're good. I forgot too.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. I don't know all the rules, and I just
it's okay.
I don't verbally vomiting. Yeah, I don't have time to follow all the TikTok rules. So got it. I'll just say Special K. Anyway, but yeah, that's just that when she started using that, it really got me even more, because the reason she was using it was to get through her withdrawals. It's used. That's where kratom became popular. Was opiate people using it to help with their withdrawal. But you know what? Most people that then say they're on whatever drug and they go to that, they end up getting addicted to that. And that's also very hard to get off. It's very addicting. And
the withdrawals from that are really, really bad. And
very bad.
I started doing the research on it because people told me about it. And I tried it once or twice when I didn't have something that I wanted when I was in my using days. This is when it first started becoming popular, and people were using that instead of the pain stuff. And it has really bad side effects. And it does. Absolutely, I'm not. And I watched a lot of my friends go through even worse withdrawals from that than the pain.
Well, and what's really sad about that, and this one more thing. See, I keep remembering more stuff, and I just never shut up. So this is the last thing. But a lot of people use it because they have chronic pain and they can't get pain meds because of people like Gabi and Danny. So please, any of you out there that lie and go to the ER because you want pain meds, please stop, because people that are really sick that can't get it are killing themselves on a daily basis, unaliving themselves, on a daily basis, because they are in excruciating amounts of pain and can't get proper pain management, or they're using kratom, whatever it's called, and then getting sick. Their liver is failing or they're overdosing because they just need some pain relief, because they truly do need a pain medication. And that infuriates me so much. I'm very blessed that I've never really dealt with a lot of medical gaslighting, and I think it's because of my background, and I know how to approach doctors and not make it look like things were in my head because a lot of my diagnoses are lupus and stuff like that are just hard to diagnose, and people can make them up easily. But it's a problem. People can't get the help they need. And when you see her going to the doctor for every little thing and coming home with a pain med script, it's like, what the heck? I don't think she gets as many pain med scripts as she claims to, because it's really hard to get pain meds in an ER, and doctors aren't giving them because doctors are trying to protect themselves right now. The state and DEA is on. I mean, doctors are going to jail left and right for simply helping patients
Right.
stay out of pain. So that's why she started using it 100%, and it's infuriating. And sometimes I think she uses both when she's really off the wall, like recently, staying up all night long. I
That's
think
ridiculous.
it is insane. And
It's insane.
it's nothing like when she was in Illinois, though. Oh my God. Taylor can attest to that.
But I do want to, Jessica Rabbit. I saw you about the not withdrawing, right? And I that's what I thought too. But I don't know if you guys were around last year when I did the Von McCrae story, which was they were changing a diet, and that was a part of his diet, and he had a reaction, and he started having seizures because of it. And it ended up being a really bad thing. He went into a coma, and it was just a bad situation. So while like full on overdosing for everybody is not normal or going to happen, it does happen in some instances, and it can cause like really bad heart problems, the brain seizures and stuff. So I do want to say, I think like when people say overdose, they think of someone just like passing out, right? But I think in a sense with this, there's other things that go into play when you take too much of that, like your liver, your brain, your heart. So
100%. When I say 580 people overdosed in Florida, I'm talking about fatal overdoses, not just overdosed and recovered from it. I mean, unalived. Right. And that's why that's why it's illegal in Sarasota County. And that's only an hour and like 15 minutes from her. So if she was in the car and she had kratom and they got pulled over in Sarasota County, they're both going to jail. And look it up. There's people in jail for like 30 years because of K. In some states. I don't know. I want to say it's Alabama, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's not like a minor charge. It's up there with some hard drugs.
Right. Oh yeah. It's bad. They don't fully know about it, and I got banned. Yeah, no, Coco doesn't have a vet. I doubt she's even registered.
Oh my God, Coco. No. Okay, she wanted the states to pay for Coco's vet. But she wanted me to find a place to pay for Coco's food, Coco's toys, and all of Coco's vet care. In fact, that stupid grant that she says she was supposed to get here in Illinois, that was infuriating that she was trying to get a grant from this place for Coco, because they give grants to people who are paralyzed, who have lost everything in a fire, like serious things these people are giving grants for, not for dogs, because you don't want to take care of it. You shouldn't have got Coco. And this whole, like, we got it to be a therapy dog and all that is a bunch of BS, because here's the other thing. You have to be basically blind or very immobile to have a dog come to school with you. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't see dogs, and if there's any special education teachers on here, they'll tell you it's very rare for a dog to go to school with a student. Elementary school, middle school, high school, college, like even, people that have therapy dogs and emotional support dogs, some of them can't even bring them to grocery stores or to the hospital or whatever. So that was all bullshit. And you can't have a therapy dog and then have the person be away from that dog for 6, 7, 8 hours, because that affects the dog. Yep. Also, I do have proof somewhere. It will take me a while to find it. But because of the breed and the mix or something, I don't know much about dogs, but the mix and the breed of Coco, he was determined that she would not make a good therapy dog and couldn't be trained to be a therapy dog no matter how much training she had. Yeah. So all of that was BS. All of those GoFundMes were BS. It's all BS.
We knew, because here's the thing. She's got all of these ways of income, the SSI, the food, the her boyfriend's income, her TikTok income. And it's like, you've got all that income and you're still broke begging for, that's addict behavior. 1000% that is addict behavior. And
Yep.
it's absolutely insane. And she wants to say proof. Okay, show me proof, Gabby, of your son being diagnosed with autism. I also want to see the proof of whose W-2 that name is under your accounts, because I guarantee you it's Aaron. And I already know you probably changed your lease and added your name on there to make it look like you have your name so someone could back you up on that. But I don't believe for 1 second that you live or that you guys are on the same lease together, because you wouldn't be getting the food stamps that you're getting in that house. How can she collect SSI and get all the TikTok? Because it's not in her name. None of the accounts that she's getting money from is in her name. It's all in Aaron's name.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing I feel so bad for Aaron. I mean, people don't realize what happens when you get caught doing any.
Oh, she might have got a call.
Oh, I'm back. People don't realize what kind of trouble you get in with welfare fraud. It's not just going to jail. You have to pay back. I have a client who just got caught, and it's not really her fault. Like, she's one of those, it's a victim and it's sad and she shouldn't have gotten caught, whatever. It's a sad situation. But anyway, she has to pay back the government $37,000 on top of her legal fees and what her judgment in court was. She has to pay back every single penny that the state paid for her medical, because she shouldn't have been having Medicaid. And she's one of those people that really should have Medicaid. You know what I mean? Like, it's a sad situation, but Aaron's going to get in. There's so much that's going to happen to Aaron too, that he's so innocent of, that that's also just infuriating and sad. And it's like, his family, I know one of his family members very well. She's the sweetest thing ever. And they have really tried to help him as well. And it's really heartbreaking, because his family, I think, sits back and watches all this and just is heartbroken and terrified for Aaron. But there's nothing they can do, because you can't get somebody help until they're ready.
Right. And he's learned her behavior too. So he is just as bad as her. But I want you guys to understand, when you're somebody that's in a violent relationship, you will pick up on the toxic behaviors, right? You'll do a little bit of the lying. You'll have your reaction of use. And he knows a lot of stuff that goes on, and he defends her. But it's not because he wants to. It's because he's terrified.
He's absolutely terrified, which is why you hear him call her out. Sometimes you'll hear him call her out and it's like, go Aaron, like, right on, buddy, you got it. But then it's like, then he slips right back, and it's like, it's like he was almost to the finish line, and then boom, he just can't get there. And it's heartbreaking. And it's not because he doesn't have support. If Aaron called me or any of his family and said, I want help right now getting out of this, he would have an army of people behind him. Whereas Gabi would not have anybody.
But he knows, though, too, that he will not end up seeing his son. He'll have to take her to court for it. Yep. She's that person that will take that boy and run and hide and not tell nobody where he's at.
Exactly. And what people don't understand is that it does not matter if you have a court order. Police cannot enforce custody orders unless the custody order says police enforceable. And that is very rare. Judges don't do that because it's civil. So even if you have a custody order that says you get Cameron every other weekend and Gabi keeps him away, Aaron isn't going to be able to get him. That's what a lot of our family court system is clogged up right now with BS cases like that, and these poor parents who are being alienated. And, I know there's this whole thing about parent alienation is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Yes, to a degree it is, but there's also a different side of parent alienation that is very, very real, and it's very damaging. And she would 100% do that. And Mimi would help her get the best lawyer. Mimi will work until she's 105 to get Gabi the lawyer and to pay for this and to pay for that. One, because of guilt, and two, because she's just not a very nice or honest person. And I can say that with experience. So
this conversation is them in a Facebook conversation. Facebook user is Aaron. He was blocked. She was fighting with him because he gave him his sleeping meds,
Yep.
2 of them, and she was mad at him because she gave it to him and he went to sleep, because when he would go to sleep, that's when Aaron would go Uber.
Right. Oh, God. When he would Uber, Taylor will tell you, she would get so mad. But then if he didn't make enough money, she'd bitch and whine and tell him he's a loser and that he doesn't support his family. But then every time he tried to go work, she was complaining and wanted him back home. And then she would threaten him. This blocking on Facebook, this happened literally every day. Every day. She was always blocking him, always threatening him. And that's what happened when she came to my son's graduation party. Yes, the videos that she had were damaging of Aaron, but they were also damaging of her because she was acting so insane that he reacted. Anybody would. It's called
Reactive abuse.
reactive abuse and self-defense. I mean,
That too.
you're protecting yourself. It's your protection instincts. There's another word for it. I just can't think at the moment. But like that comes out. People don't sometimes even realize that they're trying to protect themselves with their own behavior. But that's what it is. And it's the whole thing is just, it's sad. It's infuriating. And I don't understand how people haven't woken up yet. I really don't. It's just, and like you said earlier, it's going to take something really bad to happen. Like nobody wants to see somebody's kids be removed. Let me tell you, foster care isn't a whole lot better. There's a lot of foster parents that do it simply to hurt kids or for the money, and they neglect the kids. So, and I'll tell you what, Mimi would not get him.
This is her talking to him like crap, threatening him some more. And I'm surprised Mimi never stepped in.
No, she never did. And when I talked to her in August, September, October of 2023, she would say, like, there would be times she's like, I'm at work. I can't deal with this. Like, I mean, I'll move them out here if I have to. But like, it was never like, oh my God, because you know what? If that was me, if that was my parents would have been on a plane in a heartbeat to try and help. Or send me out there or whatever. I mean, not if I was acting like it, but you know what I'm saying? She wasn't going to come here and help. Like, it was very inconvenient for her. She always seemed very annoyed, not, oh my God, I really want to help them. And then she would do the whole, let's pray together, Juliana. And again, my dad's a priest. I'm a very religious person, but that used to annoy me because it was like, praying is not going to help in this situation. Okay, we need to do a lot more than just pray.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I don't get what she meant by this. I'm going to go on TikTok and I will get our son, take it away. I don't know. Yeah.
I know what she meant. She meant that she'll do things to try and get him taken away. She used to say that all the time, even to me, because that was her way of threatening Aaron. She doesn't care if Cameron gets taken away. She doesn't want Cameron. If anybody hasn't seen that, it's so obvious. So she would threaten him all the time and be like, I'll go on TikTok and act like a psycho and CPS will get called.
That's insane.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you threaten? That's what I mean. You use him as a bargaining chip, as leverage.
Yep. That's it. It's all, I mean, it's just, and it's constant. Like, Taylor, remember after we were out of the picture and like the new set of people came in, whoever that was, I think at that time it was like Kendra and I don't even remember, but it was like the same stuff would happen over and over and everybody just like, oh, so blind to it. And her behaviors were so obvious. Like what my point was things started to escalate far worse, just like they are now. And so like when we were all a part of Gabby's life, like it wasn't nearly as bad as it is now in her lives and stuff like that. Like it was more behind the scenes with like Taylor and me on text and stuff like that. But lately, or right after that, I want to say like October, November of 2023 is when things really got crazy. And every day since then, they just get crazier and crazier and crazier. And anybody that thinks that that is normal behavior or that she's a victim, it just blows my mind. And I wonder about those people. Are they in abusive relationships? Because why do you think that's normal? And it makes me sad for them. It's
Well, like
just,
you said, she targets. I mean, her demographic, from what I have seen, is a lot of older women, or like you said, women with disabilities, or women that are lonely. And she, it's like a vampire. She just latches onto them, and she uses them and manipulates them and emotionally manipulates them, and acts like she's vulnerable. She acts like she is the victim in every situation of these people. And these are people that don't probably scroll TikTok and know the ins and outs of it, right? They think it's just some silly app people make videos on, and you shouldn't be getting attacked. But no, it's much more than that. These are people, you've got creators that live stream that make income, creators that do videos like me. I'm not a big live streamer. I focus my content on videos, and that's what I do. And it's more than just a silly app that people will open once, for 15 minutes just to see things. And she's really declining.
Right. I always call TikTok, it's like it can be a good thing, and it can also be so incredibly evil. And Gabi uses it in such a bad way. It's so incredibly toxic, and the amount of people that she wraps in, that's the other thing. Like, she truly has affected people's lives. This is one other thing I want to clear up, because I know that there's probably people listening that are like, oh, Jules used to go real life. No, people, I was a part of her real life. I wasn't just her TikTok life. So I wasn't going real life. I was a part of her real life. And let me make one other thing clear. No, I was never in the courtroom or the courthouse for her eviction hearings. No, I never did. I never went to the court like she claims. No, I never went to go find Danny's work. Like my son said, my mom isn't even going to go to the grocery store if she doesn't have to. She's going to send me. So I certainly wasn't going to drive 45 minutes away with the gas prices the way they are to go drive around looking for Danny at her job. Like, I could care less. I got accused of that. I got accused of going to the courthouse and being the one that told everybody when her eviction hearing was. No, Gabi, it's public record.
Yep.
People looked it up, and I didn't give out the Zoom information. All of that Zoom information is also public record in Illinois. You can and it's also in Florida, in Lee County. If you look it up, I sent it to Taylor. All the judges have a YouTube channel, and all of their Zoom numbers and their Zoom links are on the website if you dig hard enough. But they keep things very confidential in Florida, a lot more confidential than here. So it is a little harder to find information. But that was all because people looked it up. I didn't give out any of that. And during one of the eviction hearings, I think it was the first, I can't remember, I was in the hospital. So, and the second one, I had just gotten out of the hospital with sepsis. So I wasn't going to be going to court for anybody. Like, I was at home trying to recover, or I was in the hospital trying not to die or unalive, whatever the hell you're supposed to say. Oops. Anyway. So yeah, I mean, it's just the amount of stuff that happened. Like, Taylor, don't you agree? The amount of stuff that happened just here in Illinois is so unreal. And her and I could talk, and the other girl that had the restraining order also could talk for hours and hours and hours about the stuff that happened in Illinois. So to see it get to this point and still be going on a year and a half later to this extreme is just truly unbelievable. Truly.
Yeah. No.
Oh, that reminds me about the restraining thing. Kim, did you find all three?
There was 3. Yes, there was 3.
Okay, so the one for me and Jules, she put her middle name as Marie, but for the other girl, she put her name as Maria.
I saw that.
Like, you don't even know your own middle name?
And when we put that up, you know what she said? It was the wrong name. That wasn't even her.
You said that?
When it was circulating again, Gabi was saying that that's not even her. That's not even her middle name. That's not me, you guys.
There is one thing that I did notice when I was trying to look up the Florida records. There is a Gabriella Rosa
Yes.
Jacobson, and there was tickets or something like that from 2015. So I don't think that's Gabby because I don't believe she ever lived in Florida in 2015. So
She did.
It's not her because the birthday is in 1990.
Yeah.
that's what I thought. It was a different birthday too. So that's
Did
also
live in
interesting.
Florida, I think like 2 or 3 years ago. She was living with her mom for a little bit.
Right. And
Yeah,
definitely
and-
not in 2015. So I think when she says that's not her, I think she might be referring to that, but I don't know for sure. I just noticed that because I saw it at first and didn't see the date and I was like, oh my gosh, wait, she has another judgment against her in Florida. And then I saw the date and I was like, that's not her. Also,
She did
I'm
have
sure
driving under suspensions, but go ahead.
she did. And the ticket that she got for the car seat.
Yep.
I was a part of that. She called me right after it crying. She wanted me to go to court with her. I was going to go to court with her, but all this shit hit the fan right before. And I woke up and realized who she was. And there was no way I was going to go in court and advocate for somebody like that. But it was.
That happened right after we left the gas station.
That's what I thought. I was just going to ask you. And didn't she call you also?
Erin messaged me on Facebook.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. I remember she also tried to call somebody else whose husband was a cop. And I believe, I don't want to say her name, she might be listening, but she was a mod, I think, too. And Gabby, her husband was a cop in a different state. And Gabby called her, like, what the hell was her husband going to do? Like, called her while she was being pulled over, I believe, like wanting her help. It's like, just because somebody's husband's a cop, they can't get you out of it. And also, it wasn't a child like endangerment or anything like that. She just had the car seat unbuckled. Here's the thing. That car seat was broken. She didn't have it strapped in right. I think she was on live. That's why she got pulled over. Of course, she claims that it was because she didn't have like a mount for her phone and she was looking for directions. Bullshit. You're on live 24/7, even in the car. And after she got that ticket, she brought Cameron over to my house. And my daughter comes out to the car with me to get Cameron. My daughter looks at me and she goes, why the hell is the car seat in the front seat? So she had the new car seat that Mimi bought her, or Aaron's mom, I can't remember, in the front seat and still had Cameron in the broken car seat in the back. What? Like...
That's insane.
Insane.
So for her to say, that the video was edited when she was on the live and found Cameron on the console, he was not buckled in. I don't believe he was buckled in one
Oh
second.
no, she never buckles him in.
Yeah.
But even when she does buckle him in, Cameron unbuckles himself because she has him in the wrong kind of car seat. First of all, like back when he was 2, she had him in a like 5-port harness that you put like a 4-year-old in, not a 2-year-old. Like he should have still been in like a
little carrier kind of thing almost.
Yeah, or like the convertible type, like after the carrier, but like the really big, 200-pound, not the booster. Basically, it was like a booster, a high back booster. Well, this is the other thing about Cameron. He's a very smart kid, especially when it comes to taking things apart, which is why you see her always talking about that on live now. Like he loves taking apart car stuff and stuff like that. So he was unbuckling himself at 2 years old because it was very easy to unbuckle yourself in that car seat. I mean, it honestly was like the junkiest car seat I've ever seen. It was probably like $15 or $5 that she got at a thrift store, and it probably was used and been in a car accident. Like it was not.
And it's not the one that you see her showing right now.
I was just about to show everyone. She's showing a video Oh shit! She's showing a video right now conveniently with a car seat.
Car seat in the background.
In the background. Oh, it's on this side right here.
Oh, how convenient.
I'm hiding it down.
Oh my God, just seeing that sweet little boy literally makes me want to cry because, like I said, I know that little boy and it breaks my heart because he deserves the world and not 7,555 different freaking toys.
Yeah, no, I agree. she's definitely trying to buy his love or attention, whatever. But here's the thing: that kid doesn't know colors, shapes, numbers,
None of it.
letters, nothing.
None of it.
I mean, she doesn't even know how to spell words. So
The saddest thing when he was at my house was that the kid was mesmerized by all the different food that we were offering him, like avocados and hummus, and he could not get enough of it. He was eating because it's not, yes, I'm sure he is a little bit of a picky eater. A lot of kids are, but she doesn't expose him to anything but chicken nuggets and apples and whatever else, and Pediasure or whatever the hell she gives him.
SpaghettiOs
But
out of a can.
yeah, I mean, he was literally eating hummus and falafel at my house.
That is so freaking sad, man. That kid has no good diet, and he's constantly fed sugar. He's always wired. He can't regulate his emotions. He gets overstimulated by her yelling and the music and her loud. That's why he's yelling and biting, because he's trying to regulate himself. He can't regulate himself. He has a mother that's unhinged, yelling and screaming constantly.
All day long. Yep. And here's the other thing. I'm sure people with kids have heard about this, but there's something called the ACE assessment, and it's adverse childhood effects. And it's supposed to be given at all well baby visits now, just like the ages and stages kind of assessments. And what it is for kids that experience trauma. Most everybody in their life has experienced some kind of trauma, by the age of 5, because trauma isn't these big catastrophes that people think. Trauma can be seeing somebody fall in a grocery store or whatever, so lots of kids that have good lives have trauma. Anyway, my point is that the research shows that I guarantee you, if they ran that kid's cortisol levels, they would be through the roof. Also, the type of abuse that Cameron experiences on a daily basis has been proven to cause brain damage, even in adults. Lots of people that are survivors of narcissistic abuse have brain damage. It totally affects your hippocampus, and it is just, that kid is, I hate to say this, but he is very ruined. That kid is going to need therapy for 20 plus years. And I don't even know if there's enough therapy in the world to fix him, because he has so much, it's damaged his brain and his chemicals. And that has also, research shows that people like that, they think some of it is part of my health, but it does cause autoimmune things. A lot of people that are survivors of abuse have RA, lupus, autoimmune.
With Raynaud's after, and I'm going to get other testing done because my body is not the same. I cannot handle things the same.
Yep. Same. Like my kids, they are very, they know a lot about this just because of the work I do, the work my dad did, my mom, all of that. But my son is going to school for psychology to be a therapist, so he's learning this even more now, my oldest. And they say it to me all the time, like, Mom, some of the stuff that Dad has done to you after the divorce, because this is the other thing, narcissists can't handle when you leave them.
Yes.
Don't leave a narcissist. People always ask me, why'd you stay so long? I didn't really stay that long. I stayed 8 years, but that was 8 years too long.
But it was time to leave. That's the most dangerous.
Absolutely. When I got diagnosed with heart failure is when all my stuff started. It was in 2006 when my second son was 6 weeks old. And it was on Halloween, and I was 27 pounds overweight, full of fluid. I looked like a walking corpse. I could not breathe. My ex said to me, emergency rooms are for emergencies. If you go, I'm going to be so pissed. So I had to wait till the next day when he was at work, which was Halloween, drove myself to the ER, had my mom, my sister, and my brother watch my kids. I got diagnosed with heart failure. The doctor said, you should call your husband and let him know. So I called. They put me on speakerphone, and I said, I'm in heart failure. I can't come home. I'm being admitted. And he said, you better get your ass home. You have 2 babies to take care of. I don't care if you're in heart failure. We live a mile from a hospital. If there's an emergency, we can call. I said, well, I won't be coming home. Goodbye. And I hung up. And the doctor looked at me and said, oh my God, do you need social work? And I said, no, he's an asshole, but you just diagnosed me with heart failure. And I have to take care of that first. I can't leave him right now because I couldn't. If I would have left him then, I would have died. And I mean, I certainly was not about to leave my kids with a psycho like him, you know, and he has caused me so much grief all the 12 years that we've been divorced, especially when I met my partner and my dad's job and the church involvement and all of that, because of the narcissism, like Gabi, like he just couldn't handle the fact that I left him. And every time he got in trouble with a judge or CPS, it was someone else's fault and the deflection. And then he acted crazier and he was more dangerous to the children.
Yep. That's honestly a worry because she's going to withhold him from Aaron if he leaves, and then she can't handle him by herself.
Nope.
So who knows what's going to happen? It's an extremely dangerous situation. And
here's the other thing. I hate to say this, but like if anybody else has followed this case, they probably agree with me. But when she talked about Cameron being a serial killer, I think it was after that this case happened in Michigan, but there was the school shooting. And for the record, I am not accusing or saying that Cameron's going to be a school shooter. So don't anybody
say pew pew.
Oh, sorry, pew pew. Accuse me of that. But if anybody followed the Ethan Crumbley case in Michigan, it is so, those are the parents that got arrested for the shooting that or the pew pewing that their son did. And they're in jail for 10 years each, I think. But that's because they completely and utterly neglected that poor boy. And he was literally screaming for help. He would ask his parents, he would tell them, I'm hearing things. I'm going to hurt somebody. And what did they do? They went and bought him a pew pew. Are you kidding? Like insane. If you just look up that case and just read a little bit about the parents, and it is so much like Gabi and Aaron and Cameron that it's heartbreaking. And that's what you're talking about when we say something tragic's going to happen. When he gets to be 6, 7, 8, they're not going to be able to control him.
No, I 1000% agree with you. No, they're not, because he's out of control, and anger and violence are going to be the first two things he goes to.
Exactly. And it drives me nuts when people are always like, it's the parents' fault in a lot of these cases. Sometimes it's not. I have parents who have spent $20,000, $30,000 trying to get their children help, and they just can't. There's a mom actually that's just become kind of went viral in the last week. She put her 11-year-old daughter, gave her away to her grandma, to her mom or something like that, because her daughter is very mentally ill and she was a danger to the family. Like her siblings, her mom, her dad were going to be hurt. And so the mom had to do what she had to do to protect everybody, including that daughter. And she is being run through the mud on this app because she gave her daughter away, like she doesn't care about her. No, she did that because that was the best thing for that little girl and the rest of the family. And that's the thing about Cameron. Like it's going to get to a point where something really bad happens. And that's why that Ethan Crumbley case, that's why his parents were arrested for it. Or just this recent one, whatever state it was in where the dad got arrested. The Crumbley parents were, kind of used as an example of parents neglect. They're going, and a child does something like a school pew pew or whatever, parents are going to be charged for it. Not every parent is responsible for their child's actions in that way, but there are some that are, and Gabi and Aaron are. That's something that's going to it could happen with, I'm not saying she was right to say he's going to be a serial killer. That's crazy for any mom to say. But if the mom does say that and think that, they need to get their child help, not joke about it on TikTok and laugh.
Well, I still just can't fathom how can a mother threaten their baby daddy that I'm going to get our son taken away if you don't come home right now.
Right. That's insane.
To me.
And like, that's the kind of stuff that like, that's sometimes why people support Gabby or whatever, because it's so insane that normal mentally well people with a mentally well brain simply cannot fathom, just like Munchausen's. I have a central line. People with Munchausen's literally want central lines because they can create more sickness for themselves. So people that have Munchausen's and have central lines, I'm not kidding when I tell you, or that for themselves or their kid, they will put salt in their line. They also will put feces. They will literally take their feces out of the toilet and put it into a syringe and inject it in their central line because it will cause sepsis, and then they'll be sicker, and then they can get in the hospital and have attention. And I have a central line, and I've had sepsis 14 times, and I have education of Munchausen's. I've been to court with people for it, and I still will never, ever, ever, ever understand Munchausen brain, ever. It's probably one of the most craziest mental illnesses out there, because it's not just attention seeking. It is for attention, but it's so much more. It's so much deeper than that. And it's insane why, especially to a sick person, it's like, oh my God, why would you do that? Sepsis is horrible. I don't wish it on my worst enemy. And so, and Gabby, she is so, like, when she talked about getting Cameron a feeding tube, it was like, what? He doesn't need a feeding tube. The kid was eating falafel and hummus. Are you kidding?
That's insane to me. It's insane to me. A feeding tube?
Yeah. And she talked about that on live.
She's not doing anything but showing old videos of her and Cameron. So this is what she does. Anytime truth is talked about her, she will immediately jump to pictures of her with her son, trying to like show something, go through memories to deflect, basically. And it's sad.
And what's crazy about that is that's what I was talking about earlier with CPS. Like, okay, Gabby, that's great, but you know what? That's a moment.
A screenshot.
That's a moment in your day. You're showing us a few moments that you spent time with Cameron. Wow, that does not make you Mother of the Year. Because what happens as soon as you turn that live off, or as soon as you turn your FaceTime or your video or whatever the hell off, you're going back to ignoring that poor kid and abusing him and neglecting him and yelling at him and the whole nine. I don't know if people remember one time she was sick. This was in Florida not too long ago. And Aaron was like, Cam, should mommy go to the doctor? Should mommy go to the hospital? It was the saddest thing ever. And Cameron was so confused and so scared because they're talking about ambulance and asking this kid if they should be calling the ambulance or and he was like acknowledging them. So when she says like, oh, he's so delayed and stuff, it's like, no, that just proved how smart that kid is, because he was acknowledging that he understood what you guys are saying, and you guys are talking about something very deep that's not every 3-year-old would understand. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Even a neurotypical 3-year-old. So, but to ask I don't even put my kids in that situation. You know how many times that I have not called 911 when I should, and I ended up in septic shock because I don't want my kids to see that their mom being taken by ambulance, even though I should be going by ambulance. You know what I mean? Like, It's insane to me. It's just and all of the things that have showed how smart Cameron is. It's just unreal. And I firmly believe that the school does have some involvement with the CPS. I don't think that they think that she's Mother of the Year. Trust me. There's no way.
I can only imagine, and I'm not saying, like, this is sad. He's going to be that smelly kid.
Yep.
He's the kid that goes to school with horrible teeth, probably. Could you imagine that kid's never seen a dentist?
Never. And guarantee you she will not be taking him to a dentist anytime soon. He's going to be the kid with the rotted teeth and no teeth, or like a mouthful of metal. And I don't mean braces.
No. This is just more. Yeah, it is. And that's the sad part. He's going to be in pain.
And I hate to say it, but look at her teeth, and that's not all from drugs. That's from neglect.
I think let me see if I have a screen. She did something today, you guys, where her mouth was open, and I don't know if I have it on. No, it's not on this phone. It's on a different one. But she opened her mouth and just the back 3 teeth were blue. They were rotting out. So she
Oh yeah.
and it's like I was saying, he's going to be the smelly kid, the kid that has all the cavities, the kid that doesn't have his hair brushed.
I mean, let's face it. Like this birthday party she's talking about, I am like, I'm traumatized over this birthday party already, and it hasn't even flipping happened because no one's going to show up for that damn thing. And the poor kid is going to be so sad. And if they do show up, the parents are never going to let their kid play with Cameron again because she says that the parents have to stay at this birthday party. Like, are you kidding?
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
she's gonna put alcohol. She wants to, they'll have alcohol there. So you're gonna give people alcohol
Yeah.
who's driving their kids. That makes a lot of sense. And
exactly, right?
I don't see any of them showing up. I really, really don't.
No, and I'm going to tell you this. She's the mom at school that the parents are like, oh shit, run. Or they don't want to, she's not being asked to be on the PTA, okay? Especially when you're showing up in a day drinking shirt 6 days in a row. Well, school doesn't happen 6 days in a row, but you know what I mean? 5 days in a row. And also, she shows up. I mean, she's the dirty mom. Let's face it. Her hygiene is terrible. I don't think she even owns deodorant.
No, she acts like she's taking a shower, but all she does is bend her head over the tub and wash her hair.
Yeah, it reminds me, I always joke, it reminds me of when my son was like 10 and we told him to take a shower and he turned the shower on and he never got in and he came out. We needed gas masks because he sprayed himself with so much Axe body spray and then tried to say he showered. We were like, nice try, buddy, get back in the shower. That's what she reminds me of. But that's normal for a 10-year-old boy.
I saw that. She's
still dry when she gets out.
Yeah, it's true. She's like in the same clothes sometimes. I mean, I don't even think she gets in
doing
half
it
the
on
time.
purpose.
Well, she said that for this time.
Let them.
Yeah.
Oh, and let me clarify one more thing because this really annoyed me. This is recently somebody posted a video of her when she lived with Danny and she was wearing scrubs and she wanted to give Danny's dog or something. Okay. Again, I don't like to speak for other people, but the other girl that had a restraining order in Illinois, she worked with Gabi a long, long time ago. And I believe that Gabi was like a kennel assistant or a kennel, whatever they're called, or just like a vet assistant. Gabi was never a vet tech, ever. Here's the other thing. Gabi does not have a high school diploma. That's a bunch of bullshit. And if she had a high school diploma, she would have showed it by now because that girl shows receipts for anything she can show receipts for. She does not have that stupid book that she's writing is the most insane story ever because it's not even true. She doesn't even know her own life. It's all lies. And she was never a vet tech. And like in the hospital, not CNAs. I'm trying to think what they're like below CNAs. Not that they aren't important. That's not what I mean.
No,
but
I thought it was CNA, MA, nurse.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I thought it was like a CNA, an MA, and then nurse, like the
Right,
level.
and then there's something else below a CNA. My stepdaughter was it. I think it's like medical tech or something like that. But even they wear scrubs. I mean, there's cleaning ladies that wear scrubs. Like, just because you can buy scrubs at Walmart. So just because you're wearing scrubs doesn't mean that you're an official anything.
Right.
She was never a vet tech. I don't know how she got that syringe, but if other people remember this, Taylor, you might remember this, when Aaron got in the accident in Illinois and totaled her car, he was pissed because he found a syringe in her glove box. And she called me right away trying to talk her way out of that it was a saline syringe that she had from when she lived in Florida, which was 2 years prior to that. Why would you still have that in your bullshit? So wherever she was getting these syringes from, and if it was saline, she wouldn't have been worried about the cops finding it because it's just saline. It's not an empty or dirty syringe or, you know what I mean? Like have saline with me all the time. I'm not worried about showing a prescription for a saline syringe that's in plastic. That's not open.
I'm watching her right now, guys, but she's not, this is all she's saying.
And they always say that, with your children or with I don't really know, but it's so rewarding. It's so hard during those times and those moments, those days where you just you cry and you just don't know what to do anymore. And then you look back and you're like, you know what? I actually did that. I actually did that. And look at where my kids are. Look, let's say your kids are.
You just not just, but you threaten your fiance to get your son taken away. You are not a good mother. So you can sit on live all you want to and show pictures and look how cute, haha, look how cute. You're a piece of crap mother.
And here's the voice. She has different voices. And here she's doing the Mother of the Year voice. When your kid is little, they say, shut. It makes me infuriated. Sometimes I literally can't watch her. I'll text Taylor and be like, oh my God, my head is spinning. I have steam coming out of my ears. She makes me infuriated. And that's why my kids are like, Mom, stop. Because nobody should make somebody that angry. And she honestly has made me more angry than my ex sometimes. And he's insane.
Yep.
So and that's why sometimes I've had to just walk away and not watch, because it's just too much. And that voice right there and that whole fakeness that she's doing right now that's what makes me sometimes the most mad, because that's how she reels people in. That is a typical narcissist. But Gabi has what's called cluster B personality disorder. And that's when you have more than one personality disorder. So she's got narcissistic personality disorder, histrionic, and I'm trying to think what the third is, but I can pull out my DSM. But, I really shouldn't be diagnosing her. But she also has, and I don't care if she's not my patient or not. She 100% has schizoaffective disorder. Look it up. She has every single symptom of it. Every single symptom.
Now Google's going to be my best friend tonight. What did you say? Say it one more time so I can remember it.
It's schizoaffective disorder.
Okay.
So it's similar to schizophrenia, but also very different. And I think Danny also has a little bit of that, but in a different way. Danny and her definitely don't have the same mental health diagnoses. They're definitely different. And the one thing I will say about Danny, she's not as infuriating as Gabi. Somebody commented I think it was on the video that you made with my comments. I can't remember what her name is, but she was like, Danny isn't as bad as Gabi. I'm trying to collect more evidence or something like that. And I commented back to her, don't be fooled. Danny really is as bad. She's as bad, but in a different way. I don't have the words for it right now. But
I don't know that part of all I've known and seen is her moving to Mimi's house. And since then, she obviously is living under somebody else's house. So
right.
She has to.
She's a little bit different in the sense that she, like you said, she's living in someone else's house and she's being treated I don't treat my 16, 17, 18, and 19-year-old when they were not 18 and 19, but she's literally being treated like she's 12. You know what I mean? And it's because she acts like she's 12. Like that video of her in the kitchen with the Santa hat on. Is she auditioning for Home Alone 4? What are you doing? You're 32 years old and you act more immature than my children did at 12. But for Danny, they both are very severely cognitively delayed and intellectually delayed. They both are at a 12, 13-year-old level developmentally, And so for Danny, it's a little bit different. I don't believe she has the narcissism in her as much as
right.
Gabi. I don't believe that she's as sociopathic as Gabi, And I think part of that is because Gabi doesn't get any consequences ever, and Danny always does. I think Danny was the black sheep. Gabi was probably the pretty one. And maybe, she was a better singer. I don't know, or whatever. I think she got a lot more positive attention than Danny did. And I believe Danny was always the black sheep. And I think she was just I think that's a lot of her behaviors. But, you know,
Danny
it's
can say the
interesting.
words, I'm sorry. Danny can admit when she does stuff. That's
Right.
way more than what Gabi can do. And that's just like, they're polar opposites in that sense.
And Danny at least tries. She really does want to make an effort. Danny wants to get better. She wants to be a better person, but she's not given the proper tools.
Yeah.
Like I hate to say this, but like as a counselor myself, like Gabi and my ex and Danny, like they're the kind of people that therapists are like, oh my God, I'm referring out. Like, and the way that Danny talked about her therapist already, it sounds like she's already giving up on her. Like, I couldn't believe when she said she didn't have an appointment for her until December 2nd. What? That's insane. You can't let somebody like that go 3 weeks. Like, maybe her schedule's that busy, but then you usually will like try to find her somebody in the meantime because Zanny is severe right now and she needs not just weekly therapy once a week, but like twice a week. And that girl needs outpatient. Well, they both need inpatient, but that's never going to happen. But like an outpatient 9 to 5, 40-hour a week type mental health program would help Danny, not 60 minutes of therapy once a week. That's not going to cut it, you know? But when we counselors see people like Gabi and Danny and my ex, we're like, run, because there's nothing that helps them. There's no medication. It's all talk therapy and having to be willing to want to change and do the work. Danny didn't last 5 hours staying off social media like she was supposedly told to by her therapist. So it's not you know, and it's heartbreaking for Danny because you see how much she really does want to change and get better, but she has no idea how, and no one's helping her, especially in that house.
No.
You can't heal from abuse when there's no point in the past of that abuse. When you're still being abused every single day, you can go to therapy all you want, but you can't heal from that abuse if it's still happening. And she is being mentally abused in that house.
So this is pictures of Gabi's house. Sober, I already talked.
Oh God, so gross. Oh my God. And Taylor, you can attest, you were in that house. I think I heard you say before I got on, like it reeked. Like mold was not the issue in that house. It was called filth.
Yeah.
That's another thing. There wasn't any mold. The whole mold case and her having a lawyer and all that, there was never a lawyer. She didn't have a mass in her lung from mold because if she did, she'd be sick right now. And they don't remove masses during bronchoscopies, by the way. So that didn't happen either. Like that was all deflection to try because she wasn't paying rent because they couldn't afford it because of her insane spending habits.
Mm-hmm. I've noticed that too. She got real pissed that one time he spent money on food for them.
Oh, yeah. Remember that?
He wanted to spend it on.
And there was times when she tried to get me to pay for things and they were already paid for. Like, for example, an electric bill once. She tried to say that it wasn't paid for, that it was going to be shut off. Turns out it was paid. Somebody had paid it, and she was just trying to get money from me to pocket it. But yet, thought, you know, that I would think she was using it for her bill. So that's another thing. People really need to watch it when they give her money because she doesn't need it. And you know what? If she does need it, get off your ass and go get a job like the rest of the world, okay?
Yeah. Oh, it's just, you know, guys, like, I'm just wanted to do this so y'all can get another perspective. It's not everyone that's just hating on her. These women knew her personally, and it's sad. It's really freaking sad that this is even happening in a thing, and the fact that she can continuously manipulate people. Does Melissa know her? I'm trying to remember. Does Melissa know her, like, personally? Was Melissa a mod of hers? Because I just wanted to give the ones that were super close, because I know people in the chat get irritated when it's people that are just like a follower and have watched and they want to talk about stuff. So that's why I was just asking. I happened to catch a lot of it. Okay, Melissa, I will let you up shortly as soon as this one's done. And I know you did. You wanted to address the syringe? Okay. Let me find you.
Yeah, I'm not going to be long. People, so they've seen her with the syringe today. The syringe is not for anything. Oh, hold on. I turn my on. The syringe isn't for anything needle wise. She cannot swallow pills, so she legit takes everything in liquid form. So that's why she had a syringe today. It's just for her liquid meds.
I think people were getting confused with the syringe from today versus the syringe that
Yes.
Jules was talking about from a year ago.
Yes.
A few years ago.
Yep. So that's why, because the ones where she can take little pills, she won't take those big ones or whatever. I don't know. She prefers liquid medicine.
Who knows how her brain works, guys? We just, you know.
It's one of her manipulation things. So that's all I wanted to address.
Well,
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Like when she pulls them apart, aren't they like little balls? I don't know if Adderall is like a, like my medicine. It's like a capsule.
Yeah.
The reason that she says she can't, it's not, I'm sorry. That's not that she cannot swallow pills. It's that if you take something like sublingually or liquid like that, it can work faster. And
something.
longer.
Whatever her reason, whatever her reason it is the fact that she didn't want the pills. It was that she wanted the liquid. So
you're 100% right. I thought you meant at first like she has a condition where she literally can't swallow a pill. I was like, no,
she just says that she doesn't. She said she can't swallow the pills or won't swallow the pills. I don't know the exact reason. So
that's insane. And the other thing that you reminded me of that, or when you said that, sometimes you'll hear her talk about taking Benadryl. People are liquid Benadryl or children's
Sober
Benadryl.
Sunflower, you've been going after her for quite a while. Okay, if people really that's what we're in here for.
If I have to block, I absolutely will.
I've seen it. She's keeps telling her to hush up, and she's been talking too long, or whatever else. And
So that she keeps repeating. Does Taylor have anything to say?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom.
Okay.
Sorry.
I mean, I already said that I talk too much, and anybody can tell me to shut up at any time. So
this is not for anything else other than I wanted you guys to speak and talk, and I'm not going to handle anyone being disrespectful like that. So no, this is for you guys. We'll move on when we're ready to move on to something else.
So just real quick, the Benadryl. People take Benadryl, liquid Benadryl, when they take pain meds or stuff like Adderall, because it will give the pain meds and the Adderall a quicker effect and a stronger effect. So if you ever heard her say like, I need to take Benadryl to go to sleep or something, no, she takes it to add to the high.
Are you serious?
That I do know too. I can from experience, the way she does it is from stuff that I've done too.
And even like if I'm in the hospital and they need to give me like pain meds and IV Benadryl because I need the Benadryl, they won't give it to me at the same time. Not because I want that high, but because it's so much on your heart.
Mom life. That's what it's called.
So, but addicts use it to add to their high. And a lot of people didn't know that.
Even if it's taking it by mouth versus IV, it's still a lot faster.
And liquid. And another thing, if they can't get liquid, they'll chew. Because if you chew the pill, it's going to work a lot faster than if you just swallow it.
Yeah, and they'll put it under their tongue. So
Talk shop, guys. Let's watch where we're talking. We got restriction. I'm appealing it right now.
Stop saying the med words. That's probably why I didn't say for irregulated dose.
My bad. I'm really bad with that. But that's I didn't realize that about the whatever the S thing. So thank you for pointing that out, Melissa. And Taylor, you know that you could talk at any time. We talk all the time. I'm I'm not silencing you. I'm not talking over you. You
No,
can tell me to shut up, Jules, and I'll let you talk. So for anybody that's saying or thinks that I'm over talking Taylor, she will talk.
She's in here reporting, guys. She's not on anymore, so she's in here reporting.
Of course.
So we're good. The restrictions were appealed. We're all good. They're taken away. So just TikTok shop. We tapping. We're getting code words. But I didn't know that. I had no idea that you can take something to add to it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it would do that.
And also with that part is like, you know, since she abuses the uppers, the downers will help regulate her a little bit. Right. So like the allergy medicine, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. The special K will bring her down too.
That too. Yep. Absolutely.
That's freaking insane.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. She's very sophisticated at what I mean, she's dumber than rocks sometimes, but she's also really smart about certain things when it comes to her and that kind of stuff. But when it comes to like medical stuff and like she really should like research a little bit better, because half the time it's like that's not even a symptom of whatever. But yeah, she knows what she's doing when it comes to getting high.
On top of that.
Oh my God, it's so bad. I'm shocked that she hasn't had like a medical emergency from all of the substances that she mixes.
I didn't mean to, Oscar. I meant to click on the profile. Ignore the invite. I am so sorry. So sorry. Didn't mean to.
I'm gonna hop down now. That's just the only thing that I wanted to say. So
no, you're good, babe.
Thank you.
Thank you. Positive chaos themes that some may find uncomfortable. Just request back up, Jules. Okay. Cancel. She's in here, guys. Hard. She's in here. Hard. I've already gotten my 3 restrictions. So Jules, if you want to request back up. Oh, Miss G. Oh my God, y'all. She keeps. Oh wait. Hold on, Jules. It might be you. Hold on.
It is me. I'll go off.
All right. That is so bad. You really don't like her, do you? You even tried filing that restraining order on her and you still lost. You should walk around with a big L on your forehead, Buki. You know? Good Lord, should we reset and then have her come back up, or what should we do? Should we reset and play her live? What should we do, guys? What should we do? Because I don't have any restrictions right now. So should we just keep going and listen to her live? Should we do that? Reset and play it? All right. I'm going to reset and we'll come back and play her live. Taylor, if you want to come up, you're more than happy. Wait, what are you guys saying? Play her live. Keep going. All right. I'm going to see if I should just play her live. I don't have a restriction, so we're good. All right, here we go. I'm going to the bathroom. Make sure you guys keep tapping, loving. I have to go potty real quick, okay?
I'm really not who they say I am. Not even for a second. And I'm a hard worker. I am a team player. And I'm just fun, dude. I'm just fun. I'm me. And I mean no harm. And here we are today.
Hard work, but when I had a job, I had to call you 8 times to wake you up. More than that.
It's okay. If I find out, I'll show it to you, because you'll see how good I am. I took my job very seriously. No, you have no idea. I highlighted. I typed it out, what I should say. Oh no, and I studied. you guys have no idea. You guys have no idea how I put my whole heart into my job.
Yeah, it was always my fault if
I went
you didn't wake up.
on. Why are people constantly attacking you? I don't know. When did you stop working there? I stopped working there. It was back in Itasca.
He's talking about the coffee shop.
Almost 3 years ago. Two years ago. The
Hi,
painting
Gabby.
is so pretty. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I know.
Anyway, I've been commenting for a while, so move on. I started my snake one today. Nice.
Well, she's whispering because she doesn't want to.
I do.
She doesn't want to let or wake up the baby.
I do. I don't know.
It's just never gonna change.
I don't know.
The whispering.
I don't know. Jealousy. Obsessed. Stalking.
I'm so jealous, y'all.
It's just creepy behavior.
I'm so jealous.
I've never seen anything like it. And I'm just, I don't know. I don't know why people don't like me. Maybe because I have a good bubbly personality. I'm always smiling. I'm always dancing, singing. And sometimes people don't like that. When you're always so happy. And you know, it's just, I can't tell you why. Because I don't have an answer for you. But all I can say is just watch me, hang out with me. And you can make that own choice yourself. I'm just me, dude. I'm just me. Good evening.
I know.
Your happy just blinds other people, I guess so.
I don't want to be rude, and the chat can get a little spicy. So do you guys just want to strictly listen to her, or do you want me to bring someone else up that just started watching her, that got saved by us from her, or what do you want to do?
Do what you gotta do.
Listen? Okay.
Why not?
Bring her up. Watch her.
Hello.
Hello, sweetheart. How are
Hi,
you?
my love. How are you? I'm so sorry to be a pain in the butt. I'm trying to turn my camera on. Why is it not working? I don't know. I just wanted to jump on real quick. I promise I won't be long-winded, but I have got to say thank you to you, Miss Kim, and to every single other individual that came to my live the other night because, oh, thank you, love yourself, because you guys literally saved me from absolute nonsense and bullshit and a train wreck. I really only wanted to befriend somebody who I thought was being bullied, you know what I mean? And I can see why that whole, like you guys saying, like her manipulation tactics, they run so deep, and it's absolutely insane that, oh, thank you guys, you're so sweet, y'all. Like, yeah, you guys are all so amazing. I couldn't believe that. Oh, thank you guys for all of the little gifties. Thank you. I can't even imagine, because I had already fallen for the manipulation, and I hadn't even spoken to her besides in her chat those few times, and then that one night that I was like, let me just go ahead and invite her and just say hello and see how she's doing. You guys saved me. I dodged a bullet. I don't know if TikTok allows that word being said, but, and it's all thanks to you guys literally coming in and saving my ass from, I would have fallen for every single bit of it, you know, and I'm just so eternally grateful. I know that might sound dramatic, but I mean that genuinely.
Well, when you saw her, you didn't really see the hate pages, right? You just saw her first, right?
Well, no, actually, I had seen, because there's one other person that I have seen that I was like following. Her initials are LR, and she is a user of rugs.
Okay.
And I was like, wait a minute, this lady seems like she's really sweet, and I just, you know what I mean? I felt like she was being bullied. I had only been around for about a week and a half, though. You know, and I just that one video, that very first video that I saw where she was laughing about literally domestically violating her own, I don't know if Aaron is her husband, her boyfriend, whatever he is, to see a woman laughing about that, like you said, Kim, that if that was a man doing that, he'd have been crucified. Yep. He would have been read to filth. He would be in jail still, I'm sure. And, you know, she's just out and about laughing and thinking that everything is just a big old game. And it's so sad because that sweet baby is going to grow up thinking that that's okay. You know, and
he is, and he's already learning that behavior. And that's why I'm trying to get people to see it for what it is, because when there's women in her box and are like, you don't deserve the bullying, it's going to be okay, it like dismisses and discredits and invalidates everyone that she has hurt.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying that about you or anyone, I'm just saying it's hard and frustrating because a lot of people and women were hurt by her, and it's sad that they are able to get harassed and bullied by her. Like, she talks about bullying and harassing, but she's bullying these women and following them around by filing restraining orders.
That's crazy.
You know,
that's insane. Oh my God. And for what, though? For what? I don't understand how she's even getting them.
Well, she's filing. She's not winning them. They're getting denied. But it's like the fact that she's trying to abuse court resources to further threaten and intimidate people. It's got to be, at some point, it's got to be over with. I don't know what it is in Florida, but I know she can only do it up to 5 times. And then I don't know if it's 5 people or 5 separate cases, but then she can get in trouble for it.
Well, it seems like she's just got all of these things that, I mean, she's just getting away with. I mean, when is enough enough?
No, I agree.
It's so sad what she said to me.
But I'm glad that you were able to be saved and not fall for her antics and manipulation.
I would have continued to until who knows what would have ended up happening, you know, but because of you guys coming in and literally just saying, like, you know, do your research, but this is, you know, who she really is as a person. Seeing proof for myself, even just within that first video, I lost all respect for her 1,000,000%, because what the fuck?
Yep.
How is that okay? In no way, shape, or form is DV a laughing matter, and apparently to her she thinks it is, and I just hope that someday she actually is like fully held accountable for all of her actions and for all of the people that she's hurt.
No, I agree.
I agree. I'm not going to stay up here any longer. I appreciate you letting me come up, and thank you again, Kim, and everybody who came and helped me.
So sweet.
Well, I appreciate you guys. And I don't really know how to drop down from the box, but if you want to kick me out, I'll still be in the chat. Thank you again, honey. All right, thank you.
All right. So, Okay, so here, you guys want to listen to her now?
I'm just like, yeah, I'm taking my time. I've only gotten one.
She's very sweet, and that's what I mean. You've got all these very sweet women coming in thinking that they're giving her words of wisdom, but it's going in one ear and out the other, and all she cares about is the sympathetic aspect of it, for people to sympathize with her and make her feel like a victim, essentially.
I'm gonna do it this week and finish it this
Yes.
week.
Hold on.
I'm gonna go to bed like within like, I don't know, 30 minutes. What time is it? I just want to show you.
All right, so here's the clip of her
get this done.
hacking, or saying she's going to hack
From watching you do it.
into the account.
Going on Florida State down there for good. Gabi, the first step is figure out Carla's account. Take it. Wherever. Hold on, guys. Give me 2 minutes here, okay? Going on Florida State down there for good.
And listen, he says, Gabi, the first.
Gabi, the first step is figure out Carla's account. Take it.
So she wanted to do that because she wanted to get into her accounts to gift herself and basically drain whatever was in the account and gift herself and take the money. He said, first off, you have to figure out how to get into her accounts.
He didn't say Carlos. He said Carla's.
Yes, Carla's. Yeah, Carla did gift her a lot. Carla, when she asked her about it, she tried flipping it and saying, oh, it was to see if I could even stay with you, which made no sense at all. And Carla even said that it made no sense at all. Carla is the person who was going to be sent, that was allowing Gabi to stay with her when she was in Florida. That's who she was going to stay with. Yes, Anthony will be on the live sometimes with her in the box. I was going to say that too. Brody gal, where's Gina been? Gina's been MIA. Has anyone else noticed that?
I noticed that too.
Mm-hmm. Where is she?
But she does do that sometimes.
Oh, does she? She'll disappear and then come back?
I don't know if she really disappears, but sometimes she just doesn't talk. Gina's a mod.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she was? No, she ended up going with Karen. I hope Monique doesn't feel bad. Monique, I'm sorry I kicked you just because it was echoing, and then you didn't come back. So I was like, okay, I feel bad. But she's yawning and she's saying, she's getting off in a few minutes. I hope Allie's done with her, if I'm being honest. And no one's heard from Karen. Karen's been MIA, and I think it's because they both do some dirt, if I'm being honest. They both do some dirty stuff. They both have stuff on each other. And at least Karen was smart to get off the app to not make the situation worse. Whereas she's making the situation much worse. Much worse. But she keeps doing her yawning, her fake yawning, her fake burping. No, someone just kept sending me her stuff, and I would watch it here and there. And I don't jump into straight attacking somebody. I have to watch and see the patterns and everything that's going on. I can't just jump, oh, you're this, that, and third. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was friends with her. She's been up.
Nice. Yeah.
I just saw. Here we go. Well, that's the name that I'm thinking.
Do all three of them come together?
She's been up for days, you guys. She has not slept.
She used to do this back in Illinois all the time, like every day. She'd be up till like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm slowly there. But I am taking my time.
Listen, there's, like I said, there's been a few people I've messaged. I've always been respectful in the message because that makes them not defensive. A lot of people, more than not, reached back out and talked to me. But there was 2 of them that blocked me and told me that they're going to do what they want. And they're not going to let me sway their decision. Bullying is wrong. And I was like, well, clearly you don't know me. So that's fine. Have your own opinion. When she burns you, I'm going to say I told you so, but I'm still going to be welcoming.
It's actually a lot to do, actually. It's not that easy.
Because sometimes people have to see it for themselves. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody just walking in with all of this information. They're not going to understand it in one day. She can't focus, guys. She looks like crap.
I don't think I have a spot for this one.
Can't focus.
Over here.
Yawning and acting unbothered. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Nothing. I think there's more going on with CPS behind the scenes. Here's the other thing. She did, but she took it off. She's not, she has her phone number changed, and I don't think they even have her new phone number, if I'm being honest. So I'm waiting for them to randomly show up. But I still can't get over that text message. If you're gonna show her. Wait, what?
I'm sorry, I'm here. I'm paying attention. You okay, love? Yeah.
I know, but I'm just nervous. The last time somebody said something nice in the comments and they wanted in the box, they started stuff. I'm not saying you're gonna do that. You're probably not gonna do that, but I've got PTSD.
What was their name?
They said that they'll show me a trick to not get in trouble, but I'm not like showing her a face. I'm just listening to her voice. So I swear I won't. Okay, I'm holding you to that. Don't give me PTSD now. Like, don't trigger me. I'm gonna cover my face. I'm scared.
You're good, sweetheart. I'm not going to bash you or anything. All I want to tell you is in your thing, you know, the stickers that you can put up on your live,
Okay.
put up there on your sticker, Fair Use Act. If you're going to stream anyone's voice or live, if you put that sticker, it helps protect you from getting a banana.
Oh, stickers. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. Fair Use Act in this sticker.
Can I put "fight me" at the end of it?
I just put Fair Use Act. It's just, it protects you. Yeah, like that one. Yeah, Fair Use Act.
Perfect.
And it will protect your live if you stream or play anyone's voice or videos, because then they can't, you know, it's a law that, you know, Fair Use Act, because you're, you know, it's a public platform, is all I wanted to let you know. So it'll help you from not getting a banana.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's all I wanted to let you know. I tried to spread that to let some people know, you know, and to help people. So at least the information will get out there, you know.
I appreciate that. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
You're welcome. Have a good night, ladies.
You too, sweetheart. There we go. Listen, y'all. Like I said, I don't do live streams, okay? My anxiety gets like up to here with them. Thank you for that info, though. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. You can trust a little. Again, I can.
Wait, what? You do diamond art. Wait, I'm sorry. I do diamond art. Wait, I do diamond B. You do this?
Y'all, she looks so
Oh my
rough.
gosh. The sealer. Okay. So after you complete this,
She looks so damn rough. So rough.
So rough.
It's insane. Elena, you're so beautiful.
oh, by the way, here's my baked potato soup.
Oh, she ate baked potato soup, and she probably made her fiance eat nothing.
Just kidding. Okay. My podge.
She's showing the Mod Podge.
Okay. And then you have to use the
Oh, she changed her shirt.
the sponge little thing, and then you kind of just dab it
No, Danielle, she didn't.
all over the painting with
She
one of
didn't
those
drop.
foam brushes.
You think,
And that's pretty much
listen,
it.
I'm deep in my addiction. You think I'm
really
dumping
nothing to
pills
it.
down
It's
the
pretty much
toilet?
easy. Yeah,
No, not happening.
I screenshotted it.
Not
Can you
happening.
get it? You can, yeah. That's where I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Respectfully,
Hi, Kim.
Hi, Taka. How are you?
I'm good, my love. How are you?
I'm good.
What's happening? Tell me the awareness. I was on live and I was just battling, and then somebody said that you're holding an awareness. What's happening? Tell me. Keep me in the know, please. I'm gonna go on TikTok and I will get your son.
Oh, she argues with her fiance, threatens to get their son taken away because he won't come back home.
I'm not trying, girl.
What is it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you just stop?
And then threatens to call DCFS on him.
Did you
That's
hear that when she was
insane.
pregnant with him, that she threatened to cut him out of her stomach?
No,
Stop
wait.
it.
Say it again.
Yeah.
Wait,
What?
what?
Threatened to cut him out of her stomach.
Wow. That's sick.
Mm-hmm.
She needs help.
That is so wrong. And here she's arguing with him because they give him meds to sleep. He gave it to her, or he gave it to the baby. She got mad because she wanted him to stay up to go shopping and decorate the Christmas tree. But see, if he stays up, that means Erin can't go to work because she can't handle the baby by herself.
Oh my God. Oh my. I'm surprised. Every day she's just continuously surprising me.
Yeah, it's I'm trying to find the one where she's threatening DCFS on him. It's not that one. And he goes, "Hey, SIR, I can't say it because my phone will go off. Call DCFS and tell them that I gave my son medicine that you told me to give him."
Miss Chris, I don't know. I came alone. I don't know about Allie. Please Siri call on me when you. Oh my God. Before he goes to bed, at least.
Yeah, he gave him two pills to go to sleep. And I guess the medicine that they would give him is like sending people like, holy crap, they can't believe it. I don't know if you guys want to put it in the chat. She could read it. but she's over medicating him, and that's how he goes to sleep at night. But it's sad because that kid cannot regulate his emotions. He's aggressive and violent because of her, and they put him to sleep like that after they keep him up all night long. So he'll sleep until 2 in the afternoon.
And how old is her son?
He's now turning 4 in a few weeks.
Oh my God, Stars, thank you, my love. Guys, if I haven't said hi to you and you're all at tagging me, saying hi, thank you, everybody, hi. I'm just mesmerized every day. It gets, she's unfolding every day more and more.
Well, yeah, I still can't get past the fact that you're going to threaten to have your son taken away because you aren't getting your way.
Yeah, no, but I can't get past that either.
That's the wildest shit. No, I think it was started with a C. She took him to a doctor and got prescribed something for sleep. Went to a neurologist, got him some type of medicine, and yeah, right there, clonidine.
It was either clonidine or guanfacine. We don't know.
So, it's really sad.
Yeah, but how does the doctor just prescribe,
She tried to get him a feeding tube, Plaka.
Huh?
She tried to give him a feeding tube.
Why, yay.
Because he supposedly wasn't eating, but she doesn't introduce foods to him. You notice how she's always trying to, he has to drink the Pediasure, and then Aaron outed her the one day. He doesn't even drink that. He doesn't even like it.
Mm-hmm.
She just doesn't introduce new foods or anything. Everyone knows. This is from December of 2023. These messages are from December of 2023, last year, but right when they were in the hotel before they moved to Florida.
Oh, God.
And Aaron is very much afraid to leave. His family is aware of the situation. They've tried to help him. He's not ready to go. No, you're good, Shay. Thank you. And it's sad. He's absolutely a victim of domestic violence. Any bets on their lease will be, I don't know. I hope it's not renewed. Yeah, did you see the DV video, Plaka?
No, Renee, thank you, Zamra. No.
It's on my page. I'll send it to you in the DMs. It's one of the third ones down. But yeah, she's, or actually I could probably show you.
Who's Carla?
Carla is the one. Oh, okay, so I'll show you that video. So
thank you, Nicole.
She was supposed to move in. She asked someone for a place to stay in Florida when she moved.
Mm-hmm.
Carla said she would, until Carla saw this video of Gabi plotting to hack her accounts and steal from her. So, let me turn off the green screen. Sorry, guys.
Gabi, the first step is figure out Carla's account. Take it. Wherever. Hold on, guys. Give me 2 minutes here, okay? Going on to Florida to stay down there for good. Gabi, the first step is figure out Carla's account. Take it.
So what she was going to do was gift herself and steal money from her. So then this one is the DV video. Trigger warning for anybody because it's sad. It's heartbreaking.
After I beat him, they called. Oh, I bit him. He was bleeding. His right here, he was bleeding. His lip was bleeding. And Gabi ran. And I got that phone call. I know, Aaron, you're lying. You are lying. She is not in jail. Yeah, I called. Yep, they're arresting her right now. It was embarrassing. Don't judge me.
This is my arm. She bit me.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Damn! Got some sharp nails.
Yeah. She went to jail because of it. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? You did some damage, Gabi. That's bad. I came home. Well, the judge actually ordered anger management classes. Once she went to jail and she came out, she never did it again. Never did it again. And I thought that I would be the one in jail, not Gabi.
You see that look though at the end? He goes, "Not that bad," and she looks at him.
Never did it again. And I thought that I would be the one in jail, not Gabi.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. So she's unhinged, to say the least. Taylor in the box here is somebody that she tried also filing a restraining order against in Illinois. And it was denied. But she's tried getting restraining orders against 3 other women in there. And I get that's another reason why it's so triggering for her to act like she is owed or able to have a restraining order, because she is the abuser. So
Right.
It's extremely triggering for especially people that have been through DV to see that struggled to get restraining orders on themselves, because 9 times out of 10 you're told to get one of those, you have to physically be touched in order to get one. So it's just crazy how she's abusing the court system, thinking she can hurt people. And wait, what did you say? He has charges for DV against her too? Wait, he does too? If he does, hear me out on that. I feel like when you are in those situations, right? I've been through it. There is reactive abuse and you will fight back. Oh, against Danny. Okay. But even in situations like that, I feel like he's defending himself when it comes to that. And the second that he does that, of her with the face painting, scary. Yeah, I saw that. That was sick. Did you hear her say she has PTSD trauma? She's giving everybody the PTSD, okay? She's already done threatened me with court. That was scary. I don't know where that's at, guys. I'd have to look for it. It might be on... I know there's... If someone can tell me the page it's on. Yes, curious. We are. But she's abusive. She shouldn't be doing that stuff. And I've never seen real life, real time somebody that is abusive like this. A woman at that. I've never seen that ever. Exposing Gabi page. Oh, she's gonna open her boxes? I doubt that. I really, really doubt that. Because she can't handle the truth. She can't. You guys saw the Becca video.
She'll only open her boxes to people that want to kiss her butt.
Mm-hmm. When Becca confronted her, yeah, she finally blocked me on my account,
I've been staying up because I've been having
which I was waiting for. Which one was I going to?
And I can't sleep.
She is. She is.
And my head's
She's not going to get the sympathy. Okay, let me go to... I want you guys to see the Becca video.
Feel like you lied.
Here.
I just found out that you weren't. Feel like you lied. I just found out that you weren't pregnant last night. I text messaged you because you said you were going for a sonogram.
I'm gonna let you know before you continue. You're gonna need to let me explain.
Okay, but let me finish. I messaged you privately before you went to your sonogram because you were going to get baby pics. Hey, enjoy your baby pics, da 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 da. Not one time were you like, Becky, I'm not even pregnant.
I did not know that until after. Let me explain, please, Becca.
I am.
Okay, because I think this is a little bit aggressive right now, and I think you need to hear what I have to say.
Oh no, it's definitely not aggressive. I'm sick to my stomach. I am sick to my stomach because I feel like.
Back up. Let me explain to you, please.
All right, go ahead.
Because I'm actually getting upset now. You're believing.
I'm gonna mute while you're talking.
Becca, listen to me. If you want to believe them, I do not want you on my platform. If you're not going to let me speak and tell you exactly how this fucking happened, then I don't want even you to be on my platform. You can go over there with the haters, okay? That's how I feel right now. What happened was I got my birth control pill out, or the next one out. We were trying. Mind you, Becca, I have endometriosis and adenomyosis, and I struggle with fertility, okay? However, after getting the Nexplanon out, we tried right away. And I had my period on the 22nd. It lasted like the end of September. And then I was tracking it. And then I have not got my period at all. And so it was a few weeks and my body was changing. I had 5 different pregnancy tests. It was saying positive. And yet I didn't say anything to my family yet, even though I had 5 tests saying positive. Usually with the evaporation line, it's usually clear or it's usually white or whatever. And this one wasn't. It was actually the same color as the controlled line. So, turns out, like, I still haven't got my period. I'm like, Aaron, I don't think I'm pregnant. Something's going on here. I don't feel right. I was throwing up in the morning. I was throwing up at night. I felt really, really nauseous. I felt very sick. And
And here's the thing I want to say. We saw that she had a really bad UTI. That's what her symptoms were from. The UTI. Not this pregnancy, a UTI, which she knew the day she got the blood work done. Because there was no HCG.
My boobs were changing, and they were like pregnancy boobs. I even asked my mom, I said, Mom, look at this. Like, this is not normal. And she goes, those are pregnant boobs. They were swollen. They had the bumps around the nipples. You could just see.
The mom said, actually, it could be something else. It could be that, but it could be something else.
They were very heavy. And so my mom goes, this is odd. I've also had a few people, close friends on here, and I was kind of communicating with, I'm like, what do you think? Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know what to say, what to do. So a few more weeks just kind of kept going. And then my doctor was like, well, you need to go for a blood test.
But Gabi, you came in here and I was in your live.
Yes, you're right.
You were like, it was confirmed. I'm pregnant. I'm so excited.
Yes.
Cam, what's in my belly? A baby. And it just makes me sick to my stomach to think. And maybe, you know what though? It's not even your fault. It's absolutely 100% my fault because I let someone on the internet, like, tell me
respectfully, I don't want you on my platform either.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. I stuck up for you so many fucking times.
Well, obviously, you don't understand what's really going on here and I'm not done. The doctor said my birth control made it. I had a severe UTI. Like, there's so much more, Becca, but go ahead. I'm going to disconnect you because I'm hurt, and I hope you have a good day.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God.
And she says that was disrespectful.
That was so, block her. I don't want that on my platform. That was so disrespectful.
Yeah.
So fucking disrespectful.
Did you hear in her voice? You could like hear her voice breaking when she was saying, "Hey Jordan, that was so disrespectful. Like, I stuck up for you so many times." And I felt so bad for her. These aren't just women that just don't like her. These are women that she's literally affected. Sour Apple, I absolutely love you. and I hope you are doing okay. That's another one she disrespected, and oh, it's all sick. Anytime you try to confront her, she's raising her voice over top. And Becca defended her tooth and nail. Becca even came in here before she went over there and still defended her. And here's another thing. Why are you taking a birth control pill if you're trying to have a baby? That I don't understand.
So when she says platform, what does she mean platform? What platform?
Exactly.
What platform? You have nothing on your platform. You're just a lying platform.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't. I tried telling her too, like, you want to make some money, you want to have less controversy and bullying or people, take accountability and take your life off the internet. Start focusing on videos, building a platform. You are not a content creator. You are not. It makes me insane when creators that have platforms, they let these numbers get to their heads and they think that they're some type of A1 celebrity.
Right. Yeah.
That's just crazy to me. So I'm over it. And as long as she keeps calling me a liar and saying that I'm not dropping receipts, I'm not dropping proof, I'm coming for her. Absolutely coming for her. So she better shut her mouth. She's already threatened me with court, so I'll be looking out for it. And no, she doesn't. Actually, I think I took a picture of that. So here's just another, like, let's see. I know I've got two of them. Okay, so it says this. Like, let's say that this is real. It says right here, can sometimes cause pelvic pain. So it's like she's trying to feed into the narrative. My cat's hungry. Hold on. So I don't even think she's been diagnosed with this at all. Because I think she's saying, do I have adenomyosis because I'm having these pelvic pain? Is it that? Is it that? And I think that's why the doctor said that. And then one other thing that we know that she can post the truth. She posted a text message of her mom saying yes to the priest showing up at the hospital. So clearly you can show proof. You're just choosing not to. And let me see if the cyst one. I'm thinking. Okay. So you see how it says right there, shows a small right ovarian cyst. In one of her lives, she said, I have this huge cyst on my ovaries that's causing me pain. It's normal for women to have cysts on their ovaries, especially during that time of the month, right? It happens. And she said huge, and right here it says small. So it just like, it doesn't matter if the proof is right in front of her face. She'll still twist it or be more dramatic about it and amplify it. As long as she stays disconnected from the truth, she won't have to admit it. What did you say? Her energy? Why did her energy just shift? Is she sad? Let me see. She has no content. She doesn't do just mom things. And she made the remark that she was a part of a group in Florida, like a mom group, and that they're all acting funny towards her. They don't even want any part in her, which, good, I hope that's true. No child, like, could you imagine sending your kid to her house? There's no way. There's no way. She wouldn't even feed that child that came over. Her exact words were, I'm not their parent. They need to go home and eat. What?
also a video of her taking a bite of pizza and then handing it to him, and he took a bite of it.
That's so gross.
It's not even your kid.
You guys are all saying she's trying for soup, but now she's got Oreos and Chips Ahoy in her hand. So is she doing soup, or she just said she needs to stay up?
She messed up the soup.
Like, it's 11:30. How are you not tired? Oh, I'm gonna wait to see the soup.
Taking this out and using the seasoning.
So she's gonna use ramen noodle seasoning for her soup.
But then that's gonna go. Oh well. Bye. And then what?
I'm not gonna lie, when I was in jail, yes, I have a past. Those little packets were a hot commodity, okay?
Should I cook it on high so I can just not? So I mean, and go to bed? Because I'm tired. I have to go to sleep.
You're not going to sleep tonight. We already know that.
Fucking hate Gabi. Literally, I always have fucking chicken broth. Always have chicken broth. And for once in my fucking life right now, I don't have it. Why? Why this time? I'm having more chocolate.
Yes, they would crush up the noodles and put them in the break to have some crunch to them.
I always do this. It's called my mudslides. So,
Mudslide?
you get an Oreos.
Aw, she flicked us off, you guys. She gave us a little love kiss.
Gotta get the milk. Why is that sitting there? Oh, I ain't gonna stop. Sorry. I gave Cameron some medication because he wasn't feeling good.
Are those donuts? She gave her son medication, she said.
Then you get some milk. Shit. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm. My kid, all ages. I won't give him that. No way.
Oh, no, that's going to be pre-class. Okay. Oh my God.
Jesus.
Is the chicken noodle good? Are we good with chicken noodle? Or no?
Yes, she went to urgent care. It was today.
I think it's good, right? It's good, right? Okay. I'm ready to put the lid back on.
That's so, and she wonders why her face is so broke out.
No, I have the best thing to do. Hold on. Where's that fucking shit?
Yes, Shay.
Where's the ice?
Supposedly she has strep throat. I don't believe it for a second. I'm thinking, I wonder if she went to go get those meds for Aaron. Because he doesn't have insurance. So I'm wondering if she faked symptoms, went there, got some meds, and is actually giving it to him. She took them. Someone said she's not nice enough.
My neck hurts. Okay, hold on. No, seriously.
Does anyone know what I was doing?
Manic as fuck. She never showed a positive strep test. Whoever said that. How do you fake it? She never showed a positive strep test.
Yes, yes. Yeah, the ice. When you crush up the ice. I thought I had that somewhere. Okay, anyway, whatever, but we'll just count to this. Hey, don't do that either. Can you just, okay, hold on. Paper towel. Who needs paper towel? What is going on here? Shh. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're gonna do some magic over here. And I'm not really, I don't know any magic, okay? Shh.
Right, she got Augmentin, but isn't that for like respiratory? She was complaining of her drip yesterday. You know, the drip she was catching to make her have fun. Oh, it's for a UTI. Stop. Is it? Oh, I think you're right.
Gabi, the mudslide.
Wait, is it for a UTI? No, Augmentin is all around med. Okay. Including, okay. Thank you, Megan.
Just gotta wipe it. Okay. There goes my blood sugar. Stop it. It's very good, actually.
I know.
Oh my god, can I get some, please? Yeah. You want some? You know you do. It's
Okay.
like an Oreo shake. You're welcome. Add some sprinkles on top. That's good. Especially when you're on your period.
That's so
ladies,
gross.
You know we need our chocolate, right? Like whenever you get your period.
She's on her period again?
Oh, yeah, you guys catch that? She's on it. Thank you, Taylor.
Hmm.
I just do that. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Now it's all over the floor.
Lou, I was writing it.
Gabi, it's bedtime. You have your period? No, I don't. I told you mine only lasted 2 days. I'm saying if you do have your period.
I don't believe her for a second.
That shit's good.
Country girl, she's shocked, to say the least.
This fixes everything. Love your shirt. Me too. Patriot.
I don't think she even had an ultrasound, if I'm honest. Or if she did, it was internal.
Potato soup.
Which, let's think. See, I love when all of us are together because we can really, like, bounce ideas off of each other.
Can I go to bed or do I have to wait for the soup? Because I'm getting tired and I want to go to sleep already.
Now she's tired.
Now you got water soup. Be quiet. I do not have water soup. We put some ramen seasoning in it, okay? Shh, gotta wait. Put it in the fridge. How long? Unplug soup. Taste it. I think so too, Lizzie. Put soup in the fridge overnight
Right,
and
feisty?
get broth tomorrow to fix it. That would be a great idea, but I don't have any to-go containers.
She swallows right before that happens.
Fuck me, not again. Can we get the baking soda and the warm water and drink it? Round 2? Fucking shit. I give up. I just give up. I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm so tired. I don't feel good.
Does she have jean shorts on?
What is it?
Yeah, she does.
You know what? Let's check mine because with the freaking stress that I have all the time, there's batteries.
Whoever gave her that, shame on y'all. Shame on y'all.
I mean, the back, whatever. I don't. You know what I'm talking about, sure. Yeah. Hold on a second. I feel very stressed out.
You should.
I have a lot of anxiety. Bullshit I have to deal with.
Right, Mama, honey?
Let's see.
She's already doing it wrong. What the This is a shit show.
I cannot make this shit up.
Right, I would be stressed too if this was my freaking life.
Hi. This puts it right.
Like the eyeliner catching on her.
You need. See the question. We're missing batteries. Well, listen to me. When I say that, I don't. My reflux.
Thank you, Moldy.
It just jumps out of nowhere.
So while she's doing that before, you know what makes me angry? You have a man that works 12 hours a day. A man that comes home, makes his own dinner, cleans up the food, does the dishes, puts the baby to bed. On the weekends when he's off, he's taking care of the baby. It makes me so angry. There. Filter's off.
Okay, let's see. Let's see my blood pressure.
She does, and if she can't handle the baby, she'll make him come home. No, it's not. It's not on right at all.
Yeah, great.
She doesn't even know what she's looking at.
Yeah, it's fine. It's great. I'm not dying. Awesome. It wasn't on right. When did you get tested for strep? Today. Soup?
She loves showing her doctor messages. I want to see the proof of the strep. Show me it now.
Stress until 55, I say. I said no. Well, that's a plus. See, you gotta look on the bright side. I agree. Hi. What's up?
Yeah, exactly. Where'd your mudslide go, Pookie? Your Addies not give you an appetite?
ASMR.
That's even proof there's more awareness on her than there is supportive.
Your mudslide. Mudslide? Yeah, it's up on the counter.
I love y'all that are in here going in there. 371. Oh, your screen shows that? Okay. Yeah, I can't click in there. I click in there, I'm goner. Oh, somebody's texting her. They're streaming your live. They're streaming.
Excuse me. My apologies. Hi. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
know
like
what.
CPS works ass backwards.
I know what.
Mm-hmm. Aw, Jai. Jai, we could be besties. Come hang out with the cool kids. Don't be shy. Who's Jai? Hey, Jai. Aw, am I in trouble? Am I gonna get sent to the corner?
No. That's cool. Good to know.
Hi, Gabi.
Oh, they always do. At least we're the life of the party.
Yeah, you're the joke of the party. There's a difference. Fuck.
We have more viewers.
I have a feeling so more comments. I just want support. What's
We
up,
did.
me?
We did, but it's
What are you
okay.
doing?
Because
Which one?
she's the joke, not us.
Did the diamond painting come on canvas? This one did, yeah. This one did. I don't feel so good.
Why do you feel so bad? She's gonna get off because she wants to know what we're saying.
Did you buy
Jai.
it on Amazon?
You're a tattletale. We don't do tattletales over here.
Oh, man. I feel like when you're sick, nighttime's the worst. Is that true? Yeah, I just feel like it hits me so much harder.
This is classic. She's gonna say, I don't feel good. I'm so sick. I have to go, guys. I'm so sick. I can't take accountability. I'm embarrassed. People are streaming me. I'm embarrassed. Everyone's telling on me. The truth's coming out. I can't show my face. I gotta go.
Yeah, no wonder I feel like shit. I hate it. Okay, so I'm serious though. Like, can I go to bed at 12 or do I really have to stay up for this soup? Because if I have to, I don't think I can. Like, if I want to, I can probably go to bed right now.
Yeah, for someone that just got strep, you sure are talking.
The soup be done by 12. You do a good job at what? Shut the soup off for now. I don't think I should. I'm making well, because we're all sick in the household, so I was gonna make homemade soup, and I think I added too much noodles, and that's the problem. And half of the noodles are cooked, and half of the noodles are not.
How do you put too much noodles?
I just scoop out the noodles that are just not cooked. That's gonna take some time, but that's my best option because I think that soup is done. It's been sitting there for since 7:30.
Ew, those noodles are about to be mush.
Doesn't that take scoop them out? I'm not gonna keep it out now all night. It happens, Mama.
Right, AJ? I don't fucking know.
I just want to go to bed. Crawl in bed and just lay down. I think I don't feel good at all.
Jai, you're ruining the damn party. Shame on you. Oh my god.
See?
Ew. Why does it look like it's a half? Never mind, I'm not even gonna say it. Oh, Jai's texting you.
Ew.
Ew, you sound gross.
Ugh. That was hard.
Oh yeah.
That was nasty.
Jai is the person that ran over there and tattled on me for streaming her live. And she gave me a nice little shout out. I would get so sick of that every single day. Shay, can you send me the screen name if you know it? Like in my DMs? No, Shay, it's a different screening. Juicy, you're getting a lot of us. She's trying to mess with Gabi with that name.
Maybe an hour? I mean, it's not bad. It might be done. It might be done within an hour, I think.
Yes, Autumn. Put it in the chat, like our chat, personal chat.
I don't have that shit.
That looks so gross.
Broth, but I only get one container of it, and I should have gotten two.
Roaches for protein.
That's why it's probably not cooking the whole noodles. I've added a lot of water. I don't have cream of chicken.
Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Ew, the sound of that is sending me over. Yummy.
That is disgusting.
Mm-hmm. Wait.
Just do it. I don't get it. I'll have to run to the store tomorrow and get all my ingredients.
I think so.
Whatever. And things happen. Alright, I'm going to bed. I'm tired, you guys. I'm not really feeling good, so I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna go get some sleep. You guys go get some sleep, and then if I feel up to it, I'll probably jump on tomorrow.
Bitch, we know you will.
Good night. Talk to you guys. No, I'm leaving. I'm getting off.
Jai, you ruined our fun, man.
Well, she just went to go and see what we're saying.
Yep. She did. And I want to say this one thing, and I listen, when Naya got in her box the other night, it kind of I feel like it gave Gabi a one-up, because Gabi kept saying, what do I need to take accountability for? What did I do wrong? Da-da-da. And Naya was like, you know, Gabi, you know, and couldn't give her an answer. So I just I know Naya was probably nervous, didn't want to put her on the spot, and didn't want to hurt her. But I so wish she would have said some things at that point, because, that was the moment for her to know what. At least someone said it to her face, because we can make Naya. I wish you would have said something in her live, because I was watching and I know you were nervous and your heart was breaking because you were you were torn between both. And I watched the live and she was like, tell me what I need to take accountability for. Tell me. And you just said, you know, Gabi, you know. And she used that to her advantage to say see, nobody knows what I need to take accountability for. And it just makes me mad, because she